The link. Here on Breeze 93.9 FM.
Yeah. Last one, got him alongside this band called High Rise Guilty Live and Direct. High 94, yes, sir. Said I got much love for you, darling. And I'm still gonna roll with the rhythm. So you better understand, girl. Better understand this way I'm living. Hope I'll be forgiven. Said I didn't mean to be the villain. You better roll my hand, girl. Do you understand just where I'm heading? One time. Now rhythm is pulling me into the place. And negativity cease to exist. Yeah. Finally, I checked on the planet to my own in spite. When Babylon comes, he gon' hit you in the face. Feel the rhythm, bounce to the rhythm. Yeah, I feel the rhythm, bounce to the rhythm. Oh, feel the rhythm, bounce to the rhythm. Yeah, I feel the rhythm, bounce to the rhythm. Said I got much love for you, darling. And I'm still gonna roll with the rhythm. You better understand, girl. Understand where I'm heading. Hope I'll be forgiven. Said I didn't mean to be the villain. You better roll my hand, girl. This is exactly where I'm headed. One time. Now rhythm is pulling me into the place. And negativity cease to exist. Yeah. Finally, I checked on the planet on my own in space. When Babylon comes, he gon' hit you in the face. When Babylon comes, he gon' hit you in the face. Bang! Cease to exist, yeah. Finally, I chase on the planet on my own in space. When Babylon comes, he gon' hit you in the face. On times when Babylon comes, he gon' hit you in the face. High rise, we say Babylon comes, he gon' hit you in the face.
Stay connected through The Link each morning on Breeze 93.9 FM.
Monday's child, cause your fair face is the only thing I see when I walk in the place. I watch you glow in the sun as you walk past me slowly. I whisper, take a breath and say, oh man, if only. But no, not even one look, not even a glance. I'll go home to feel like, man, I'll never get a chance. One day I promise my motivations will change. When I've got nothing left to lose and everything to gain, I'll drop sweet lines, ask if you like the way my band plays. I ask you what you're signing, what you usually do on Saturdays, and if you've had any dreams that have ever come true. And if you can see in me all the things I see in you, even if we don't have a future, could we still have a past? Do things, go to places, make memories to last. I swear I don't want a lifetime, wanna meet me in the nighttime for 3 or 2 or 1 night. Just show me it's the right time.
Show me it's the right time. Show me it's the right time. Show me it's the right time.
Just show me it's the right time.
Show me it's the right time. Show me it's the right time. Show me it's the right time.
Yeah, just show me it's the right time. I'm Friday's child, I'm loving and giving. Born under Mars, so I work hard for a living. Every dream I've ever had, I made it come true. Had one about you last night, here's what I'm telling you true. You could keep walking by me, you could give me a little smile. Ask more about me, make me stay a little while. I'll teach you things I swear I thought I didn't know myself. You bring out this other side
me it's the right time. Show me it's the right time. Show me it's the right time.
Just show me it's the right time.
Show me it's the right time. Show me it's the right time. Show me it's the right time. Show me it's the right time.
My soul, my life force, my energy. Don't know what's gotten into me. I'm into you and the way you move. You feel me too. Just feel this groove 'cause I'm digging you and that smile too. My soul's feeling you. I can sing to you. It's all I can do. It's all I can do. Even if you don't care about the words I'm singing and this energy I'm sending, it just doesn't mean a thing. You're a work of art. You're a song. You're the apple of my eye. At least for the night, just consider not walking right on by. Bye. Just show me it's the right. Just show me it's the right time. Just show me. Just show me it's the right time. Just show me. Just show me it's the right time. Just show me it's the right time.
Oh, signa uli die sombranzelten mak et zu ita saluda antes diu hum niga Radzaudzan malak estrezas durante todo imemu a nogi distancia como gupugi palu zaniman malak guafi Ikonuna sugi airi prebatu la noci nai banderata gaigi pues atan fanni bandera kau Esta pagua pumalalapa Giluk tanu man libri Sentamiti man ko badi
Fando
It's up to you what you wanna do in this lonely summer night. Just make sure that it's worth the while and that it feels alright. All good vibes. It's alright, everything will be okay. When the sunrise, dark turns to light. Even when nothing is going your way. When the sun sets, don't get upset. Up to you what you wanna do in this lonely summer night. Just make sure that it's worth the while and that it feels alright. All good vibes.
Right on. Good morning, Guam. Right on. Good morning. Bananas of Du'us. Biba Mesta Moru Kahulu. Wipe away the Mugu. Guahusi Bobak, and welcome to another episode of The Link. or link with a silent K if you're tomorrow night. Ling. Let's ling up. Good morning, 6:25. It's Tuesday, March 29th, 2022. Wow, April is just right around the corner, sir. Oh, let me see. When is April Fool's Day? Good morning, guys. The show's brought to you by Calvo Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in the Box. April 1st is on Friday. All right, so get ready for your April Fools. Good morning. Big show today. We got Jesse Kenga. He's the executive director of the Guam Ethics Commission, and he's coming on here to give us an update. Remember, it was a long time in opening, but they are finally open and able to receive complaints from the public. And I saw a story this morning that they're going to be discussing the latest drama. Yeah. The latest Korean-style drama at the Guam Visitors Bureau. Kind of like a soap opera, right? With a little bit of fireworks as Uncle Carl, the former two-term governor, is now serving as the chief executive officer, the CEO, I believe, or president, some high-up title over at GVB. Remember, they had a board meeting, and he was like, you guys are conflicted and all this stuff. And so I guess the Ethics Commission is going to meet about it. We'll find out. Good morning. It's 6:26. Also, this morning, we're going to go to the CNMI and check out Tomas Manglotnia as he's over in the NMI filing his report. There's always a lot going on. He actually got to report, I saw on his Instagram, he got to report from the back of a pickup truck. I don't know if you saw that, sir. So he went to go cover a story, and I guess they had to ride him back of the truck. Huh? That's awesome. He's down. You know, you're down, Tomas. 6:27. Good morning. Boy, how about those Oscars? That was pretty crazy. The slap heard round the world. Right in the meme. Sir, did you get that meme I just sent you? Yeah, there's a new meme. I think this meme kind of won the day for me. It was definitely a local angle. Can we pop that up? God, of course we can. Thank you, Facebook Live, for joining us this morning. I'm going to shout you guys out in just a second. It's 6:27, Tuesday, March 29th. Hope you guys are having a great morning. Hope so. But this meme that, for me, kind of won the internet for yesterday as wow. I think Will Smith is part Chamorro. Right? Talking about my chick? Yeah, it's pretty funny. If you missed it, I don't know what else to say. But there was a meme that came out. We got it, sir? It's popping up on the Facebook Live. Hi, Facebook Live, by the way. Shantae comments, good morning. No notification this morning. I'll figure that out. That's a Jason Solis thing. Yeah, Jason's fault. I don't know what he's doing back there. But we're going to figure it out, guys. We go on in the morning around, I would say, 6-ish is a good way to put it. It's tomorrow Standard Time. It's kind of like the Hobbit. You remember the Hobbit when they were waiting on Gandalf, and they were like, you're so late. And he was like, a wizard is never late. A wizard arrives precisely when he means to. That's the same thing with Chamorros. We show up when we show up, and that's when it starts. So good morning. So this meme, is it up, sir? Thank you. Right on. This is the meme for me that won the day, and there were just a ton of these different memes going around. I saw another one that was kind of funny where it was Will Smith was COVID-19, and then Chris Rock was vaxxed and boosted. You guys are too much. So this meme was funny. It's like Mike Nicholas and then Office of Congressional Ethics. That one to me, I was like, okay, you guys, step away from the computer. 6:29 here on the link. Again, brought to you by Calvo Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in the Box. Good morning to our Facebook Live audience out there. Good morning on you. Chamarita Regis, Hoffaday, and good morning, Bobek and Joe Sir, KUAM Guam and CNMI. From the beautiful hillside of Sinanya. Good morning, Chamarita Regis. And then she proceeds to say good morning to everyone. That's so cute, the way you guys good morning each other. Good morning also to our Breeze listeners. You know, most of the people actually catch the show on the Breeze, KUAM FM Aganya Guam. So thank you. Good morning to you guys. Good morning on you. Bonnie Lynn. Oh, are you new here, Bonnie Lynn? Who's your mom, girl? Bonnie Lynn comments in here, Hoffaday, Guahan, and Buenas. Good morning, Bonnie Lynn. Annie Bonds tuning in here on the Facebook Live. Hafaday and good morning, Guam from Killeen, Texas. Howdy. Stay safe, everyone. Amy Rose Agagi Edmondson, Hafaday, Guahan. Rosemary Laguatnia. Good morning, Rosemary. Good morning, team, she comments. And Tony Martinez, good morning, Guam, Bobak, Manana Sidus, Link family. Be safe. And Joe Sir, too. Yes, Joe Sir, you too, my friend. Joseph Antonia, good morning, Guam. Thelma Perez, heart emoji. Good morning, Chris and the rest of the crew. Lori Duenas comments in. Marcy Flores, good morning, everyone. Have a blessed day. Emma Olalia, good morning, thumbs up. Maria, good morning on you, Mananasi Duas. Carol Ann, good morning. Leslie St. Nicholas, buenas. Mary May Macias, good morning, KUAM, and to everyone. Shante Ekfaji, good morning. Dolor Nakamura, good morning on you. Have a great day. No, you know what? You have a great day. Joey and Vanji Gogwi, they're getting their steps in. How many steps you guys get? I'm on the 10,000 steps. It's a lot of steps. It's a lot of steps. Mananas Dillis, Bobag, and Team Link, they're doing their daily steps there at Tizen, and it's a beautiful morning. It is a beautiful morning. Sir, can you open the window, please? I want to make sure I'm saying it's a beautiful morning. It really is. It is a beautiful morning, yes. But, you know, you guys know how I feel. Any morning where I wake up and I'm alive, it's a beautiful morning right from the start. And it was a beautiful morning this morning. 6:31, Tony Mantanotnia, Minago Fahani, Bobak, and Link crew. Crispin DLG, happy Tuesday from Saipan. Good morning. Josephine Kidachai. George and Josephine Kidachai. Good morning on you. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. We got our first look at news coming up here on the news. Yeah, that's where it comes up on the news. It's brought to you by Pacific Points. KUM.com is where I get the good stuff. As guys, man, I need to file my tax, bro. Because, you know, the time to file your tax quickly, guess what? This is the year, election year. One of my good friends, he's one of my best friends in the world, especially now that I know he got his tax refund. My friend, my coworker, well, I don't want to say out his real name. I'll just say, because I don't know if he has bills, right? My friend Chili. Joe Sir, Chili got his refund. Okay, so Chili filed on February 3rd, and he got his refund already. It's Tuesday, March 29, 2022. Right? I know, Chili. He should give that to me. Let me hold it for him so he doesn't spend it all on Miller Lite. Chili, give me your refund by safekeeping. Yeah, so guys, the refunds, guess what? They're coming fast. So if you haven't filed, go ahead and file, please. As the news here, $8.3 million in tax refunds paid out. DRT processing 2,535 tax year 2021 and prior income tax refunds totaling almost $8.3 million. The refunds are for taxes filed on or before February 10th, 2022. For more info, contact the DRT call center at 635-1840, 1841, or 7614, or utilize the Contact Us section on myguamtax.com. And I got to say, because I came up in the time where you needed to connect to get your tax refund, right? If you were even going to get it, right? I don't know why I always think of that when I look at former Governor Camacho, but it is what it is, guys. We have struggled with paying out these tax refunds for the longest time. And, you know, I would talk to my relatives in the States, and I would get so malago because they were in this H&R Block thing, and they filed their taxes. They filed their taxes like it seemed like they filed their tax today, and then they get it last week. That's how fast it seemed like in the States. You know what I mean? And so we were always malango, and for whatever reason, we just didn't have the money for it, or the will, or they wanted to make it a favor. That's how it was, guys. Is the government of Guam? They used to make it so you would have to kiss everyone, like the most important doggins, and amen all the big wigs just to get your tax refund. And so, I mean, it is great to see that, like my friend Chili, filing on February 3rd, getting it just a little over a month later. So that's good. Sir, did you file already? Oh, you did. Darn. Okay, your treat. When did you file? Last month. Okay, so it's coming, sir. It's coming. We're not going to, I don't know how good our connect is at DRT. It's probably not good at all anymore, but so I'm just not going to mention it. Anyway, it's 6:35. Good morning. Good morning, Facebook Live. Ben Kai Santos. Good morning, my friend. Very good to see you. Yeah, so that was, there's just a bunch of news, really. Even some political news here as more candidates have picked up packets, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be in the news. Some we're going to be talking about as this congressional race continues to take shape. Well, all the races really, as and I called this, guys, former Senator Kelly Marsh Titano, the latest familiar face to pick up a political packet from the Guam Election Commission. And I think what we're going to see this election is, whether you like it or not, it's going to be a lot of the same old, same old. That seems to be the theme, whether it's, people wanting to check off an item on their bucket list. Maybe their father had an elected office, and now they feel like they deserve that office, too. We get a lot of that here on Guam. Or whether it's, politicians who are trying to climb that political ladder. But it does look like it's going to be a lot of the same old faces, which I feel is unfortunate. Because when you talk to people, what do they say? Most of them say they want new blood, right? They want new faces. Well, does that count as a new face? If you lose as a senator and then you come back later, right? Maybe you do your eyebrows different or something, and it's like, I'm a new face now. I'm a new face. I don't know. But, yeah, that's what we're seeing is former Senator Kelly Marsh Titano, the latest. And then a former Democrat Speaker, Judy Wampat here, picking up her congressional packet, according to the GEC website. And Wampat, of course, a former Speaker of the legislature from 2009 to 2016. So she is one of these old-school politicians. She lost re-election in 2016, finishing 20th. Wow. And so, yeah, again, as that congressional race, it appears to be squaring up between the former Speaker, Judy Wampat, and Senator Jim Moylan, who, of course, as you guys know, picked up his congressional packet on the Republican side. Well, it's going to be interesting. Of course, someone was texting me, it's going to be interesting. And I was like, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, but it's going to be dirty, bro. And I don't know, dirty is interesting? Beyond interesting. 6:37. Yeah, we're going to talk about this. There's always a lot to talk about. We'll talk about some of the other names being tossed about for this congressional race. And, of course, the gubernatorial race, as it has pretty much been, I guess, confirmed. I don't think we officially confirmed anything on the news. But I will say that, we were calling around yesterday, and it is pretty much, for the most part, a done deal that Senator Amanda Shelton has accepted the position as Congressman Mike Nicholas's running mate. And so I guess pending an announcement, I think that's when it'll become official, is when they actually make that announcement. But that had people just like, whoa. I mean, it is like a Kala and woe. Kala and woe. Yeah, because if you guys follow closely, Senator Amanda Shelton has been being built up by this administration for the last 3 years. She has been their querida, right? I mean, they don't take a picture without her. And she was the one that I feel like did a lot of the heavy lifting. Remember when there was that bill about the transparency? The senators wanted more transparency, and like everybody voted for it except for her. She was like, "No, I don't like transparency," or whatever it was she said. But yeah, so she has been the go-to, right? Almost like one of the enforcers for the Lou and Josh administration in the legislature. And how much time and energy have they spent? Kind of like almost, I would say, grooming her to be speaker or whatever, and for her to kind of, I mean, I don't want to say stab in the back. That's a little strong, right? But, I mean, maybe stab in the front. I don't know what you want to call it. Am I going to get in trouble? What should we do, sir? But it is what it is, guys. I mean, that's just pretty crazy. And we're just getting started. We are just getting started. So, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's a done deal. It's 6:40, Tuesday, March 29th, 2022. Let's go ahead and get into our first look at news before I say anything else. Please. It's brought to you by Pacific Points. Facebook Live, good morning. What do you guys think? Hey, don't leave me hanging here, man. What do you guys think? Rosemary Laguania, thank you, Rosemary, for throwing me a rope. She says, it's a stab nonetheless. Doesn't matter where it comes from. It come from the back. You know, these Democrats are just, I'm sorry, politicians in general. It doesn't matter if they're a donkey or elephant. Their stabber's going to stab. You know, so nowadays in politics, it used to be watch your back, right? Now it's watch your back, watch your front. You better have eyes on your side, too, while you're at it. And you wonder why people don't want to run. Well, there you go. 6:41. Let's go to get into our first look at news here, brought to you by Pacific Points from the KUAM news team with the very latest. It is our link update. Good morning.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Hafa and good morning. Here are your headlines on the link. The fate of Rudy Kanata lies in the hands of a jury after closing arguments were presented in court Monday. Rudy Kanata faces decades to life in prison if he's found guilty for the murder of the former Humatak Mayor Daniel Sanchez. His girlfriend Joyner Sked has already been convicted for her part in the act during her trial last month. During trial, both the defense and prosecution firmly presented their closing arguments. Prosecuting attorney Leonardo Rapadas led by stressing the jury to use their common sense despite DNA not being detected on the weapons.
It was a victim found in the defendant's house. The lock from the outside. The blood on the floor on the outside. The blood on the inside. The weapons that were used located on the inside.
While there were no eyewitnesses, Rapadas urged the jury to examine the facts.
They saw that the victim was laying face down, without his shirt, his pants on, and then one shoe on. The place was disarrayed. It was a mess. They immediately saw wounds to his back. They saw wounds to his head. And laying beside him was a bloody hammer and a bloody scissors.
In his closing argument, defense attorney Peter Santos claimed the Guam Police Department was narrow-minded throughout the investigation.
When police judge a book by its cover and then develop their theory that's not supported by any evidence, then that's how we end up with innocent people in jail. That's how we end up with tunnel vision.
Santos continued to point to Sked as the true killer and claimed that even Kanata fell victim to her abuse.
Rudy cried for help and nobody wanted to help him. The tragedy, he thought Sked was going to kill him. And Sked did kill. Tragically, it was Daniel Sanchez she killed.
Santos closed with stating that police failed miserably and conducted a tunnel vision investigation where many leaves and stones were left unturned. Jury deliberations are now underway. Living up to the creed of Semper Fi, our Tyler Matinani brings the story of a Marine who rucked 24 miles in honor of his best friend who was also his brother in arms.
Always caring for others. He was very compassionate about how others felt every day. Always checking up on people, making sure everybody's having a good time.
Ricky Pack was in Japan when he got the news that his best friend, Jaron Wallbacker, had been killed.
I was in Japan, it was 4 a.m. I was getting like 30 missed calls.
Jaron was pronounced dead following an altercation outside of a Tumaning restaurant one early Saturday morning in October of 2021. Arrested were 22-year-old John Maliaga and 31-year-old Fiata Galuia Aki.
I didn't know what to feel.
Jaron and Ricky's friendship sparked in the 6th grade over their love for basketball. Their similar passions in life later led to the two joining the Marines. First Jaron, then Ricky.
Best memory of him was probably when I graduated boot camp. I haven't seen anybody for 3 months, and he was the first face that I got to see from home in California. Seeing his face that day really meant a lot. My best friend seeing me graduate.
On March 26, Ricky rucked 24 miles from Anderson Air Force Base to the Veterans Cemetery in Petey in honor of Jaron's 24th birthday. A world of different emotions and memories of their friendship flooded his mind.
Just, our friendship throughout the years, him not being here, just the thoughts of what could be and what happened.
Ricky hopes that Jaron's death will serve as a reminder to everyone to never take life for granted and to always think about the consequences of their actions.
It just feels like he's in California and I'm in Japan, like how it's always been. So I feel like he's still alive somewhere, that he's not actually gone.
For KUAM News, I'm Tyler Matanani.
Planning to head to any of the island's military bases, you no longer have to wear a mask. At around 9 o'clock this morning, Joint Region Marianas Commander Rear Admiral Benjamin Nicholson made the announcement on Facebook.
I'm happy to announce that we are removing the mask mandate effective immediately. I would like to personally thank each and every one of you for your patience during this often difficult and trying time. It is through your dedication and understanding that we have been able to reach this very important milestone.
The Rear Admiral said although the fight is not over, we are better equipped for this battle. He also encouraged everyone to continue social distancing when possible, wear a face mask when you're not feeling well, and don't go to work if you're sick. Guam's COVID-19 cases continue to plunge, but we're not in the clear yet. Daniel Perez has the latest with Guam's COVID status, according to the CDC's community risk metric.
We hope to keep seeing this downward trend so that perhaps by later this week, maybe we might be able to qualify for the low risk category.
The numbers speak for themselves, and according to lead epidemiologist Dr. Annette David, Guam remains on the right track in exiting the Omicron surge. According to the latest numbers, in new cases per 100,000, Guam had over 1,000 cases by the end of February. As of March 23rd, the island is now seeing 237 new COVID cases, just 37 more above the 200 cutoff, keeping us into high risk in terms of new cases per 100,000. As for the COVID admissions at the hospitals and beds occupied by COVID patients,
the 7-day admissions was 28 per 100,000 at the end of February. Last week, we went to 9 per 100,000. So that moved us to moderate for that indicator. And then percent of total staff beds was over 10% at the end of February. And last week, we were at 5%. So as of last week, we moved from the high risk to the moderate risk category. And that's where we're at now.
Although we are on the right track to a sense of normalcy, Dr. David continues to urge residents to remain vigilant.
The virus is still there, so it's reassuring that the numbers are going down, but I think we all have to remember it's not completely gone. So I know everyone is so sick and tired of this virus and we want to quit the virus, but the virus hasn't quit us yet.
The elderly and those with comorbidities remain the most vulnerable to catching the virus. They are encouraged to take extra precautions to remain COVID-free. Mask wearing and vaccinations continue to be our main weapons in stopping the COVID spread. Daniel Perez reporting for KUAM News.
Over in the NMI, a multi-million-dollar construction project will finally connect the entire island's roadways. As Tomas Manglutnia reports, the project was 20 years in the making.
It's 20 years in the making.
Yes, it'll be the first inner island connecting roads. Again, it's good for everyone, good for tourism, good for our community.
The government broke ground on Route 36 last May. It's funded by the Federal Highway Administration with a $12 million price tag.
We used to have a connection road all the way, and then through time, things kind of to give it property to private properties, and so over time, the road has closed.
They're closing in on the first phase of the project.
We're about 35% completed this project, and the timeline actually is we're trying to. The first stage is to have it fit done by September, but again, the contractor asked for additional time and extension, so we're going to have to revisit that again.
They've built 2 box culverts, the most critical part of the project, to allow stormwater to flow through in 2 separate areas of the 0.95-mile road.
Once it's constructed, it is capable of mitigating and directing all the downstream from the ravines uphill, so that we won't have any issues with the road, falling down from mudslide.
Once the concrete is poured this weekend, the project will be half done, paving the way for residents to loop around the island and even visit the hidden beach. Tomas Maglotnya for KOAM News on.
And those are your headlines. We'll see you tonight on Primetime. Reporting for KUAM News, I'm Hannah Devonzo.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
6:49. Thank you, Hannah. Again, brought to you by Pacific Points. That's our first look at news. Let's get into Chamorro news now. Presented by First Hawaiian Bank with Uncle Ken, Conception, Bananas at Joy.
Buenos updates to get some to be kunut Chamorro ni KUAM News. Presented ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank. Taginong planenya para unhano para masya man na base militar gi isla para funa sa be mask. Gi kasi last week gi egan Lunes, komandante ni Joint Region Marianas Almirante Benjamin Nicholson afatin sa zona anunsya anya ilegnya malago zona beo na ikada uno gi zahamzu agradecimiento para kinimprended mizu sa dedikasyon mizu. Gi durante nesti sen mapun na tempo para tafan matu gwinitsinya. Elengnya masa Nicholson na masya timafakpoy mimo trabiha masan man listo para este na minimo. Masa sunto iman hobing gwa sa sinya gwahaw fan rin presenta gitiap mam na tempo gi komisyon finot Chamorro para Chamorro Language Commission. Ifinen na nabeo di madiskuti gi session gi Lunes sa introduce Senadora Amanda Shelton nugin ni requesta ni Guam Youth Congress. Sinedi no adso nabeo i para managwaha membro no bensito gi komisyon masaya tisina man bota. Masya megay na membro ni legislatura man mamamay sin hafa na ti para masedi na parfan man bota. Leng na si Shelton na rin-recommenda este ni komisyon. Para hano gati biyo gimina tres na tinaytay para mabota gi después. Otro artikulo, iyan ang Senadora Kelly Marsh Titano sa gwizat mas nuevo na kandidato ni Tatungo no sumuli ipaketin politikad gini ni Guam Election Commission. Sigon iyan niya website GEC, si Marsh Titano dan si David Crisostomo sa matsuli paketin kandidato para senador. Adeklara ipatadin niya si Marsh Titano na Democrat bensya si Crisostomo sa Republican. Kasadbi legislatura si Marsh Titano gimina 35 na legislaturang guahan, logizan mina 16 na linazan binota gi 2020 na eleksyon gi legislatura. Paron li ilis na ni kandidato, paron lehistraho, paron panbota, gi eleksyon, paron tungo mas po di Decision 2022, hano pa rin niya website, Guam Election Commission, gi gec.guam.gov. Yuto muna asunto gifinut sa Moro, para pago na matis gin ni KUAM News, mas may kitalo na tax refund sa paramana fanhudsang pago na simana, i Departamentong Revenue and Taxation sa maregla 2,335 na return para 2021 na onion tax dan antes di adyo nasakan, niya totadwi ka na 8.3 milyon pesos, numa-file sa linatis na return antes di dia 10 de Febrero 2022. Para mas informasyon, agang i-revenue and tax gi 671, 635, 7614, pa 635-184041. Sina lokoy nasabi, contact us na batunes gi myguamtax.com. Para Guam News Network, Guam Sikin Conception. Yasuto ifinut sa Moro sa presenta sa ninafato ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, where you get smart insights into your finances so you can make smart decisions with your money. With a daily personalized feed, you can compare your monthly income to spending. That's better. Discover where your money is actually going. You might be surprised. See what's essential and what isn't. The more you use the app, the smarter it gets. With insights from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
Let us know what's up on our KOAM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town, on Guam or the CNMI, and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
Taco Bell is so good and so cheap.
I know, right? I wonder why.
What if they know we're broke? What if they're trying to be the good guys?
Yeah. Thanks, Taco Bell!
The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage, with generations of Filipinos calling Guam home. KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC and the Medical City, where patients are partners. GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
New Spicy Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. Hurts so good. With its spicy marinara and sliced red chilies. It's like a roundhouse kick to the taste buds. How's it looking? Don't be bashful with the fiery flakes now. I want it to be real spicy.
I haven't started yet.
Okay, I'm ready. The new Spicy Lovers Pizza. Get it while it's hot. You want respect? Red chilies get you respect. Knowing our pizza's the Hut.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutters, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
Join Nestor Lecanto for virtual in-depth discussions with the movers and shakers in our community every Wednesday on In Full Zoom. Presented by IT&D and Calvo Enterprises, Inc.
Let me take you to an island where the sun to a place I call home. Down south in Pneumatic where my family roams. It's a hot summer day and we all kicking back, sipping on a cold one. Now what you think about that? That's life. Here on this island paradise, yo, I'm going back soon, but I might think twice, cause that city life is way too fast, yo. I'd rather stay in Guam because this life is bad. Sand beaches, surrounded by my nature. No need to worry about these player haters and my culture. I got love for my people, still rapping Guam, staying true to my chat loose. Let me take you to an island where the sun never stops shining. Let me take you to an island where the sun never stops shining.
I come representing Guam, USA. Raised on a hill in the Ville by the bay. Y to the O and to the is A. Me scooped out on the mic getting busy. Y'all know this plot. Cruising the day, then park the spot after dark in the village. Jordan is where you'll find me. Or down in Naval Mag with my nails right beside me. We just chillin', cause that's the way we do. Call the chair loose, tell them we gon' barbecue. The crew rollin' by tonight. We got Slim on the left and YD to the right.
Let me take you to an island where the sun never stops shining. Let me take you to an island where the sun never stops shining. I gotta get some brew cause I just got paid. Put up the canopy to get some shade so we could kick back like it was nothing at all. While my primos and my homies playing basketball. The day is going smooth the way I thought it would be. Me and my family by the coconut tree, relaxed, waiting for the food to be done. My nephew's calling me to play one-on-one. I said, wait boy, I have to make the tanak. And once I get finished, I cook the tatagat so we can chow down like we never did. Call everybody, especially the kids. Just kicking back.
Good morning, 701. We're going in just a little bit with FSM basketball as they're doing a call out here. Got my buddy Castro on the way at 701 Tuesday. Good morning, Facebook Live. Jesse Kanga, the Guam Ethics Commission. Have you guys filed your ethics complaints today? Well, they're open and they're accepting complaints. We'll find out more about the process, and I guess they can't really talk about the types of complaints that they're getting, but I think that they can at least disclose maybe how many. So we'll figure out what we can and can't discuss with Jesse coming up here on the link at 7:02. Good morning. Let's go ahead and go in with Mr. Castro here. Mr. Castro, can you hear me? Good morning.
Morning, yes, sir.
All right, on.
Loud and
Good.
clear.
There you go. So let me get this straight. We're doing a call out here. Are we looking for players for basketball? Is that what we're doing?
That's correct.
Right
Right
on.
now we're in the process of recruiting for boys and girls.
Boys and girls. And then what's the age group for this basketball? Is this is a league, Castro?
This is actually the biggest game in our region, which is the Micro Cup. It's actually what do you call that? Qualifying game to the Pacific game. So, yeah, we want the most talented and skillful, energetic, and boys and girls. And this is really an opportunity for our brothers and sisters here, because it's been the islands that representing our country, and this is one unique unity that we will define and show in this tournament, because we will combine the 4 states to represent the country, FSM.
Wow, so this is going to be kind of like dream team of the FSM, right?
Exactly.
Gotcha. Right on. And so we did pop the flyer up, Castro. Let me just read a little bit of the FSM Basketball Federation recruiting players to represent Team FSM for the upcoming FIBA Micronesia Cup qualifier, June 8th to 11th in Hagatna, Guam. I've been there. Both men's and women's teams will participate. All athletes must submit an FSM passport and must have not represented any other country in a FIBA league to qualify. Interested individuals may email a copy of passport and birth certificate along with a headshot to fsmbasketballguam@gmail.com or submit documents along with a working Guam contact number at the FSM consulate office in Guam, located in Harmon. The deadline to submit documents has been moved from March 21st to April 1st, Friday. So what kind of response are you getting, Castro?
So far, we have a few, but though we have some, we have to deal with some eligibility criteria with FIBA Oceania, which we are in progress with those, trying to secure our guys and the girls. That these are especially the ones with the U.S. passport holders, but have their parents from the FSM. So that's the little challenge we're having with the guys here and the
So
girls.
are you accepting those players, Castro, or you're still trying to figure out whether or not people
Well,
second generation? Right?
we accept them. We accept them as they are, but we have to go through the FIBA regulations, eligibility criteria, and they're the approving bodies that will allow them to compete in this competition.
How many players can make the team? How many players are you looking for?
We're looking at 12.
Okay.
12 boys, 12 girls, if possible.
And is this 5-on-5 or FIBA 3-on-3?
5-on-5.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And Castro, I know we got a lot of ballers listening to the show. It's the show of ballers. It's a show that ballers choose. So what would your message be out there? What kind of ballers are you looking for?
I mean, if they have the blood, so all they have to do is, even though they're holding a U.S. passport, we try to do our best to allow them to work with FIBA, to allow them to compete in this tournament. And this is an opportunity. Once they're in for good. Every FIBA tournament they will be able to compete in. Wow. So that's where we are at right now. We're accepting even our brothers and sisters with U.S. passport holders to submit their documents as required by FIBA.
Right on. And so 12 women, 12 men. We do have some pictures up here too, Castro. And you're looking for those people who meet those eligibility. What about, I meant like types of players. Like what types of players are you looking for? Are you looking for like inside players, distance threats, just all around?
All around players, most especially.
Because when I play with players from the FSM, it's been a minute, guys. It's been a minute, but I know they like to penetrate and drive.
Right on.
Right? I know. Yeah. They always had me down because I'm Chamorro tall. They're like, you just stay under the basket. And I'm like, dang, bro, why you always got to drive? You guys shoot threes or what?
Right.
Yeah. Castro, if you could talk a little bit about so there's regular ball and then there's the FIBA ball, right? So how would you, maybe if people aren't familiar with the FIBA rules, how is it different from just regular, basket?
Well, yeah, they have a set of rules, especially on the eligibility thing, but I mean it really different from just pickup games because they come out in sets that the officials are more aware of, and you cannot just do anything because otherwise you'll be penalized.
This is not jungle rules, is what he's trying to say. It's not jungle rules. Got you.
Yes, sir.
Got it. Well, Castro, good luck, man. And so,
Thank you so much.
If you don't get enough players, are you going to end up putting on a jersey and getting out there? Show these young guns. Why not, right? You show them how it's done.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity.
Of course, man.
And we will continue to reach out.
Yeah, it's a great way to keep kids off the streets, keep them out of trouble, keep them busy with sports. Castro, is there a phone number maybe that people can call?
689-4310 or just the consulate office.
Okay, area code 671.
It's on the yeah.
Okay, I got you. 689-671-689-4310.
Yeah.
Got you. Thank you, Castro.
Thank you so much.
Hey, my friend, if you end up extending it beyond the April 1st deadline, make sure you shoot me a text or shoot Vic a text and we'll get you back on, okay?
Yes, sir. We'll do that.
Okay, my friend. Take it easy.
Okay. Take it easy.
Okay, bye. Stay balling. 709. That's great, guys. Good morning. Good morning to my Facebook Live audience. Oh, wow. I think we have just seen the first political sign. No mask. Oh, yeah. Let's go ahead and play. I don't know if you guys saw this. Someone just sent me a picture of a political sign. Let's get this up, sir. It's good. This is the first one, I believe, that we've seen this election. Wow. Okay, what were we doing here? We are doing this Joint Region Marianas, guys. Guess what? Thaw's at mask. Yep, they lifted their mask mandate, which has everyone out here saying, "Hagu next." Well, what are we? And I think there was some comments from the governor's communications director, Crystal Paco San Augustine, that I'll get into. But first, I wanted to share this video with you. This is almost like election year vibes. This video with Rear Admiral Benjamin Nicholson, right? And this was actually up on the Joint Region Marianas Facebook page. And again, it's a video message from Rear Admiral Benjamin Nicholson.
Huffaday. Not too long ago, I used this forum to address COVID-19 prevention, and I talked about why it was not only important, but why it was necessary for us to remain vigilant in adhering to all COVID-19 prevention protocols. Physical distancing, wearing your mask, and good personal hygiene. Today, I'm happy to announce that we are removing the mask mandate effective immediately. I would like to personally thank each and every one of you for your patience during this often difficult and trying time. It is through your dedication and understanding that we have been able to reach this very important milestone. From our leadership and ombudsmen who have helped to keep our community informed of when and where vaccinations would be made available, to our hardworking hospital corpsmen who have remained on the front lines of this fight, conducting testing and administering vaccinations, to you, our community members who have not only come out to receive your vaccinations, but who have remained resilient as we've all waited for infection rates to lower so we could return to more relaxed health policies. Thank you for your efforts. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for your flexibility as we've navigated these uncharted waters together. While the fight isn't over, COVID-19 continues to affect our island community, our nation, and the world, but we are better equipped in this battle. I encourage our community to remain vigilant, to continue the proper hygiene habits we've cultivated over the past few years, to continue social distancing when possible and practical, and to wear a face mask when you're not feeling well. And just don't come to work, although you have to call first when you're not feeling well, but don't bring something into the office. These habits are not only for our health, but for the health of everyone around us. Thank you. Sazus Masi and Biba Guam!
Admiral Nicholson for Senator. Biba Guam. That was with the music. Wow, that was what do you guys think of that? Meanwhile, for the rest of us, that's what I want to say. Mask mandate still in effect for Guam. Yep. KUAM.com. The mask mandate for Guam remains in effect. Yeah. Wow, big surprise. Governor Lulian Guerrero spoke Saturday at the Guam chapter of the American Red Cross's Red Ball as our island continues to round the COVID corner. She did give a little speech there. We're actually, this is a quote here from the Gov, we're actually just at the brink of going into endemic. And so once we declare that, we will all go back to some form of normalcy, but we still have to continue being very vigilant and very sensitive to our ability to respond as urgently as we can should another surge come on. Last Friday, the Joint Information Center announced that Guam's COVID-19 community level is moderate. And I think if we look at what Dr. Ann David was saying of the public health, she's part of the epidemiology working group. I think they're waiting for us to be rated low. And then maybe we'll lift the mask mandate. Of course, we had Dr. Hoa. I know he was in the paper this morning, but we actually had him on here a couple of weeks ago. And he was saying that it should be, the masks should be optional, right? They almost are, right? I mean, I was at the Red Ball and it was pretty loose. I mean, you know, we were kind of trying to stay at our table with a mask, but you could see people just kind of walking around. And, I don't think anybody really had a problem with it. But that is the last thing, right? I feel like that's the last thing, the last domino to fall, if you will. Because after she lifts the mask mandate, I mean, what else is there? If you look at the limits for outdoor gathering, we could have a concert right now. God, that would be so great. We could actually have a concert right now because there's I don't know. Don't quote me on it. I'm just going with the protocol. The protocol is outdoor. There's no limit to the gathering. Indoor, it's 250. So I wanted to, sir, can we go into this? There's this bill here with Senator Tony Addis' bill 123. It was kind of funny because in session they kept saying, Bill 123. I don't know. Was that just funny to me and Sabrina? It was just funny because they were always like, motion on Bill 123. So it's Bill 123. Government of Guam employees that quit their jobs to avoid drug testing and expect to be rehired later may find that loophole closed. Thou shalt not pass unless you pass. By Senator Tony Addis, Bill 123. The measure would require employees who resign before an employer announced drug testing to still take the test in order to retain their reemployment rights. And we got a couple clips here, guys. We'll start with Senator Joanne Brown, who gave some as always, very articulate Senator Brown. When she gets going, man, when making her points, just her style of speaking, I dig it. So she was kind of talking about just the state of drugs and some of the ways that, government employees, and not all of them, small percentage of them, very, very small, kind of work around the rules and regs when it comes to drug testing. So again, this is Senator Joanne Brown from the session floor yesterday.
And this scenario here, that Senator Addis has brought forth is not that uncommon. It's not that uncommon because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen with regards to law enforcement. All of a sudden that officer just resigns. And they sit and they wait, and when their favorite administration comes in, as I saw in the last several years, they're back and rehired. And the sad reality is even the fellow law enforcement officers know who these bad cops are. Because they're the ones going, hey, God, look who they hired back. And that's how they go about it. They go around it. Even more so, there's no consistent policy in the entire government of Guam. If an employee, let's say, retires or steps down from a utility agency, testing positive for drugs, they resign. They just resurface in another agency because there's no record to follow them. Only the telephone alili follows them because the people at that agency know, hey, we know he stepped down. We know that individual's a user. But it's not because there's any formal policy in the government of Guam. You can step down in one agency tomorrow, and if you got your favorite hire, you pop up in another agency. It doesn't follow you. There's no record to follow you.
I want to call that. What's the number to that telephone alili? Sir, do you know? That's area code 671, and then what is it? Because I want to call. I need to call telephone alili, Senator Brown. Yeah, so that was Senator Joanne Brown talking about, and she also talked about her experience as a director and some of the things that she has seen. But, kudos, the Red Pen Award going out to Speaker Therese Terlahi, and here's a little bit of why.
I want to thank my colleagues for their previous remarks on the bill, and of course the sponsor of the bill for trying to close a loophole in the government, and I fully support closing that loophole. My only concern with the bill is that the way it's written appears to me that if you resign within 30 days of an announced drug test, even if you had planned to resign for years, for example, or resigning because of cancer and you need to go to cancer treatment or whatever, for whatever other reason you might be resigning as opposed to avoiding a drug test, that this bill will also penalize you. And so I fully support, and I can see, and I had to track it down, why the bill was amended from its original version, which was much narrower to the current version, which is quite general and will catch a lot more people, I think, in its realm. And I see there's an October 19, 2021 letter from the Department of Administration that's actually recommending the amended version of the bill's language. But I don't know, I just want to pose this scenario to my colleagues. So for example, the original bill said any employee who resigns subsequent to the announcement of a drug test and who shall submit to the drug test prior to resignation or forfeit all employment rights. And of course, that made sense because we want them to either take the drug test and then keep your rights, and that makes sure that they're not resigning for drug reasons. The problem was, according to Mr. Byrne, that would allow those who tested negative, in other words, or positive for drugs, right, to keep their reemployment rights, and that was not what the intent was, right? So we want to separate those who test positive under that situation and those who test negative. Those who test negative, we want to protect. We want to allow them to keep their reemployment rights because they're obviously not resigning because of drug-related reasons. But the current language of the bill says, any employee who resigns within 30 days of an announcement of a drug test shall forfeit the reemployment credit privilege. Any employee. And so
Yeah, so good catch there. You know what I mean? I mean, these Republicans are very Gadai, right, to put this out. I mean, it's like, anybody who quits, you're a tweaker. Came from a fire hole. But I'm really glad that there was a little more level-headedness with the speaker there to catch that and prevent that scenario that she was talking about. Right? Good eye. Way to go, Senators. 722. Sir, let's take a quick break, shall we? And we'll come back with more of the link. And so that was, I just wanted to get those couple clips there from you, for you from the legislature. Guys, I'm telling you, it's great to watch the session. I get a kick out of it. They have a YouTube, yeah, and they go live. And you can go watch. I mean, maybe it's a little late to start paying attention now, guys, but I mean, better late than never, right? Especially as this election is coming up. I just want you guys to go to the polls and vote. And I want you to be mad when you do it. Okay, so go watch session. Go watch session. Then go register to vote. gec.guam.gov. Because I'm telling you guys right now, the way it's looking is the people who are going to decide this election are the people who are the political players, the people who have a stake in whether, Team A wins or Team B wins or Team C wins. Those people, I guarantee you, are registered to vote already. Right? And so they are going to go vote. Because if they're God's who wins, guess what? They're getting in. No, that's how it... Come on, that's just how it works, guys. You know it. And so we, the people, what I like to call the real people, we got to go out and register to vote so that they don't play funny business with our elections. I don't like that. There's just a bunch of things I don't like. I don't like the sense of entitlement that some of these, like the political elites have, that they can make a decision. They're just so comfortable and well off that they can decide, I think I'm going to go and run and I'm going to check that off my bucket list because, Uncle so-and-so was a governor or, dad was a congressman or whatever, and I'm just going to go run and I want to check that off. I don't really like that because I feel like it's manipulative, and that's why we get a lot of these same old people running, right? And so that's why we got to go out and register to vote, because this election will be manipulated by the people who have something to gain, but more importantly, something to lose in this election. So they've made it so easy, guys. You can call the Guam Election Commission 671-477-9791, and you could find out. It took, I called to check on my mom and whether or not she was registered to vote yesterday, and it took like 2 minutes. They're like, yes, she is. Okay, so guys, I mean, know your status, not just for COVID or STDs. Please get yourself tested. But know your know your status. Sorry, know your status, your voting status. Okay, because I know someone last election, they thought they were registered to vote, like they really thought they registered to vote, because you know how it is. And I got it. It's a psychological phenomenon. We have a hard time remembering if we voted in the last election because we don't really like who we're voting for. Right? There's a couple. I'll be honest. There's about, to me, when I look out at who we have serving us now, there's about, I would say, 3, 4, maybe 5 tops that I feel like, okay, they really are trying to do what's best for the people of Guam, or they're in a position where they're challenging things. I like that. I like, critical thinkers. I like, people who call out kind of the other side. But yeah, when you go to vote, I mean, I really have not voted for more than 3 senatorial candidates. I mean, really. And that's why, guys, if you're going to run, like if you are not one of these same old people, I mean, do you get the message when we vote you out? Do you want to come back? Right? But guess what? People, they want to go for either the familiar names or the new names. And so if you're out there kind of thinking that you want to get involved with this election, go for it. Do it. If you talk to anybody who's in the elections, what they're saying is they want good candidates to run, because then guess what? Good people are going to come out and vote for those good candidates. But if you have the same old people, or it's just looking like a power grab between whatever teams are running, then maybe you don't feel so excited to go cast that vote. And I don't know what your motivation is if you are if you vote for people, or sometimes if you're like me where you cast that vote against somebody, right? And that's really, really unfortunate, is that because of a lack of quality candidates, many of us are left not voting for people that we believe in, or that we want to see get into office, or that we're confident are going to do things to, hold our government and potentially their colleagues accountable. Right? A lot of times we go in voting against people. Oh, I'm going to vote for this person because I don't want that person to win. Right? And that's just, to me, it's just sad. And it's sad. But what this political environment on Guam has created is it's created an environment where only the people who can afford to get shot at, I mean, not literally, guys, but to take the shots and the dirty, you know what I mean? And if you're someone good and you want to go out and try and run, they'll beat you down. And then we sit here and we wonder why it is the same old people. Well, because they can afford it. They can pick up with their lives and go and run for a Congress or go and run for a governor, right? Because they'll be fine, win or lose. And I would like to just see candidates who are taking a risk, you know what I mean? Right? Because it is a risk. And in some ways you have to kind of appreciate those new people who don't want to be part of the same old. So again, I hate to say it again, but it's going to be an interesting, especially on this congressional race. To me, it's going to be really interesting because you have Senator Jim Moylan, right? And then you have former Speaker Judy Wampat. And you talk about 2 political players. I mean, the former speaker, as you guys know, she's like old school, I mean, Carl Gutierrez style politician, same era, right? She was the speaker for, I want to say almost 10 years. And then what happened was the senators voted to give themselves a raise, and the voters, there was a purge. They purged those senators, right? A bunch of them basically got kicked out of office. And Speaker Judy Wampat was one of those senators, finished 20th. I mean, a name like Wampat finishing 20th, to me, that is a huge statement from the voters. But then you got to wonder with the voters, now that it's been a while, are you ready to give someone a shot, someone that you roundly rejected not too recent, not too far back? And then the other name that you hear for the congressional race is Senator Talina Nelson, right? And I talked about this before, when you look at the attendance of the senators, like the 3 worst senators in terms of attendance, the Vice Speaker Tina Muñoz Barnes, Senator Mary Torres, Senator Talina Nelson. Okay? And obviously with Senator Talina Nelson, a big part of why she's always absent is because she has these military commitments, right? And it's almost like politically, maybe people feel like they can't talk about Senator Nelson's attendance because she's in the Guard and she's protecting our freedom, right? But I think we can. I think it's fair game all the way. Because if you can't show up to work, just baseline, right? It doesn't matter if you're just not present and the people vote you in, and you're in charge of, overseeing education. She's the education chair. And when we get these education people in, if you pay attention to the link, it's a recurring theme that they kind of wish they had a better or maybe a relationship with their oversight chair. And I don't know if that's just like the demeanor of Senator Nelson, or it's just that she's not, in office a lot because she's out on military duty. And so to me, that begs the question, if you're running for Congress, I mean, we just got through having issues with the last delegate being absent half the time. But is that okay for you voters if someone is in the Guard or in the military, for them to also, because they can, obviously it's a free country, I know, and I get it. And that's what I'm saying. It's like, there's this idea that you can't talk about this stuff because, they're in the military, which is great. I mean, totally salute everyone for their service. But where do you kind of like draw the line in terms of service to country and service to people? Or do you guys believe that they're the same thing? Or do you feel like, shut up, Chris, because, she's serving our country and we shouldn't be able to talk, we shouldn't talk about attendance. But I mean, it's just basic in life. What is the number one thing we say? First thing you got to do is you got to show up, right? And if you're not showing up for whatever reason, because I mean, imagine, I know people in the military and you got to work hard to like get promoted to I mean, even just, it's super full time, very, very full time. And I think this is kind of like the first case. I mean, we saw it a little bit with Senator Frank Uggan, right? Because he was in the Guard too. But this is kind of like the first case where you have someone who's at the Guard at that level that Senator Nelson is, where it's like a big commitment for her because she's always on military duty. In fact, we tried to reach out to her to ask her, hey, are you running for Congress? Are you running for Senator? What you running for? And the response we got was she's on military duty. And so I don't know. I just was talking with people last night, and that was one of the things that we were talking about. But we were talking about it in a way where it was almost like, is this okay to talk about? And I was like, well, hell, I'll talk about it. I'll talk about anything. But yeah, I think it is an issue for some people. But like I said, it's kind of like, where do you draw the line, right? Is your service to the country? And it's also a similar conversation with the SHPO, because, the SHPO, Pat Lujan, is also in like the Air Force. I'm sorry, guys. I'm bad with what they're in, but he's in the military. He's in the Air, I want to say Air Guard, Air Reserve. Sorry, Pat, really. But right, it's like, where does your service to your country kind of end and your service to your people, right? Because I don't know, if we're electing somebody to do a job as a senator, then they got to be doing that job as a senator. And I'm not saying like pick a side, but I just think as a voter, like if I'm thinking about that, to me it's a relevant issue, and I'm pretty sure others are. It's 7:33. Good morning. Also, Lieutenant Governor Mike Cruz was in the Guard. Yeah, that's right. Thank you for that, my friend. 7:33, quick break. Jesse Kenga standing by with the Guam Ethics Commission. We're going to go to him next, right here on the link, which is brought to you by Calvo Enterprises, ITD, and Jack in the Box. Good morning.
We're taking care of business with GTA on KUAM Digital. Tips and advice for your business to get more productive, efficient, and streamlined with pro tips, tools, and other services. We're navigating through the best practices in tech, operations, and beyond every month with the help of our friends at GTA on KUAM Digital. GTA, we start with you.
KUAM Communications presents a special multi-platform series showcasing women leaders in our community during Women's History Month. Throughout the month of March, KUAM News digital media platforms will feature daily weekday profiles of women in business in our community. And every Monday on KUAM News Primetime, we're showcasing a different woman leader in a special feature profile. Women Driven is brought to you locally by Bank of Guam, the People's Bank.
Subscribe to our KOAM News Digest, our weekly email newsletter with all kinds of information straight to your inbox. Just subscribe and we'll make sure to keep you informed and entertained with news from the KOAM News team, what to watch on NBC and CBS, and the latest promotions from KOAM Communications. Go to KOAM.com, click on the newsletter tab at the top of the homepage, register, and you're all set. Brought to you by Uno Go, Guam On Demand.
Fansano da ni KUM Communications members that tajujuti that reflected ang pagkaresma no lisado no denario. Ito di ni meddi hu faisen hamzo maila data fan lisado ifenot samoro pat feno English kada poingi gala shetti gi senisa dia dos gi marsu istai bet ni santo dia kinsi gi abit. Ekungog gi isla tomorrow streaming radio pas no egga pat hungog masyafan na ora gi mami podcast na network na niti todo edras median sosial gi KUM. Fan magov sa kahulo ugwi.
Watch Mariana's artists, activists, and visionaries and their quest to protect, preserve, and promote our Chamorro culture on the Culture Club, a weekly feature on KOAM News digital platform and the KOAM News Weekend Edition. Brought to you by Tropical Ice. It's Feed Me Fridays on the link. Good eats, good company, and beyond good chow with Team KOAM checking out Guam's most tantalizing, tempting menu items. Every Friday on the link, listen on Breeze 93.9 FM or stream online. Brought to you by Devondale, real milk from free grazing cows. Catch Sports Link on the link every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. Sports Link airs every Friday on Breeze 93.9 FM and streaming online across our multimedia platforms. Sports Link is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape and Taco Bell. Live Mas.
Let us know what's up on our KOM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town, on Guam or the Sinamai, and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
Start off your middays with the menu on KOAM News Hotspot, your preview to the big news items. Broadcast on KOAM TV 8 weekdays at noon with live stream on our social media platforms, plus an encore at 5 p.m. on KOAM TV 11.
The Menu, brought to you by King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and Ruby Tuesday Guam, home of the Fresh Garden Bar.
I swear I'll never change. So just keep the light up, keep the light up, keep the light up, keep the light up, and remember my face. Big up to all the warriors, working hard every day, no matter what the situation is. Man, love my co-Polynesian. Strong and listen to what they book and man press boom and say and watch these birds fly. They remind me.
7:37 Tuesday, March 29th. Good morning. Jesse Kenga, the Guam Ethics Commission, joins us in the KUM News Link Zoom room. Well, Jesse, it's a good feeling having you on here, knowing that everything is up and running. I know that we're really on you. Well, when things are kind of getting, no pun intended, guys. When things are kind of getting set up, but I know we're talking a little bit before. But so you guys are up, running. People can file the complaints, and I guess my question is, have they been?
They definitely have been, and we've seen quite the number early on. I can report out that we've had maybe a dozen individuals that have already visited our offices and met with somebody, and we're kind of working with them through the process. The commission is expected to meet on Thursday, where they're going to hear the first 6 cases of the dozen that have visited us. So we're quite busy, but we take pride in the work and the type of things we're seeing. We really want to address and have the commission review and make sort of decisions as to whether or not there have been violations, and if we could find answers for the people of Guam.
Jess, because I know that right when these complaints are filed, the actual process is it's a closed process, right? So when the board meets to discuss these different complaints, is that like during an executive session type of setting?
Interesting. So we were seeking guidance from the council. Executive session within the law is clearly defined that there are just a few things that can be discussed. We're describing it as confidential matters, where the commission will need to go into a closed door meeting to discuss the elements of the case and then make a decision whether or not to proceed with the investigation or dismiss.
Do you anticipate any? I mean, so in your opinion, according to your counsel, you guys are covered to have that closed door section of the meeting, and you're confident that there won't be any challenges to it?
Absolutely. The law has been rather clear that everything that is done within the commission is kept confidential. And I think primarily that's due to protecting both the rights of the individual that's accused and also the complainant. You'll find that some complainants actually prefer not to reveal their identity to the public, and we respect that. And so I think in order to promote fairness and the independence of an investigation, those things need to remain confidential.
Have you had anybody who comes in? I mean, just personally, right? So Guam Ethics Commission, I thought it was going to be way easier, I guess, to file a complaint, but I do understand why it is a tedious process, right? But have you had people come in who say, "Oh, I want to make a complaint," and then when they find out, how long it takes or exactly what they have to do, they say, "Okay, never mind."
We've had different types of individuals that come through the office. But I want to share that what has been a consistent sentiment is we've reached some folks that are at the end of the rope and are really confiding that they feel unheard and wanting to give up. And this office, I think, not surprisingly, has served as a little bit of hope for them that someone outside would be able to listen and actively do something to get to the bottom of the issue that they have. What we didn't anticipate at the beginning, but I think has been more clear and evident lately is our team also needs to go through things like grief counseling and suicide prevention training. Unfortunately, I think when individuals have those types of thoughts, it's a community effort to raise them out of it. And I figured, our office actually is unique in the sense that we need to go out there and not only try to adjudicate their complaint, but also get them help when they feel that way. So it has been overwhelming in that sense, but it's also been rewarding work because, when you haven't had something like that for the past 30 years and now that becomes available, you recognize the responsibility that you have and that you really want to do excellent work for the people of Guam. And so I really give kudos to the complainants who have stepped forward and their courage for wanting to make these complaints known to the commission and also to the team. I couldn't do this alone, so if there's an opportunity, I really want to give a shout out to the small team that we do have here because they've taken on these unique situations that no one has really made a playbook for, and they've taken it in stride. So they're probably listening right now, and I just want to take this moment to thank them and thank the people of Guam for believing in our office and coming forward.
Jess, you talked about staff undergoing suicide prevention training, grief counseling. Is that what kind of people you're getting to come in and file complaints? They're just so shook up or, damaged by maybe not being able to tell their story, or maybe they've told their story and they've been shut down, or, the victim of retribution. But that's what type of thing you're seeing, huh?
There are all sorts of situations. Myself, it doesn't have to require me to think too far back, but I remember certain situations where I felt rather helpless. You see something that appears to be so unjust to you, and yet no one was willing to step in and make things right. And so I recognize that carries great responsibility, and our office will do everything it can to ensure a fair process for all parties, but also to continue to be this involved, this available to those in need and those that really would like some justice.
How are you able to say how far back any of the complaints that you've gotten are from?
We try to go within the statute of limitations for our law. So that is 3 years, going back to 2019 when the commission was first impaneled. So we know complaints are going back through 2019. Some are a little more recent. So they really run the gamut. It just depends. We've also met some individuals who those complaints may have gone past 2019. But what we've been trying to communicate to them is if we can prove that somehow the person that is being accused of a violation was withholding that information or otherwise did not make that information available, then perhaps the commission may still have an opportunity to adjudicate that issue since it wasn't discoverable until later.
Wow. What kind of dialogue have you been having? And so when you're talking about the board meeting to address these 6 complaints, has that process for those people who have initiated these complaints, does that mean that it's complete now that it's handed over to the board for review?
It's complete in the sense that it's gone through the review process within our office. And to walk you through it, if a complainant comes in with an appointment, they meet with 2 staff members. They listen to the story. They make sense of what exactly the complainant has issue with and who they have an issue with. And they put that all in a form and get the complainant to fill out the official complaint form. There will be 1 team member assigned to that case, and they conduct a thorough review of all the evidence presented, as well as basing that against the actual law that created the commission in order to determine if they recommend that the complainant move forward in the investigation process or be dismissed for lack of jurisdiction. When the staff complete their review process and the interview with the complainant, then that gets transmitted to my desk. So I do another review, and that's on all the facts presented and prepared by the team member, as well as all the statements collected from the complainant. And then I would have the opportunity to either concur with the staff recommendation or present a different recommendation. And then the next step will be having the board review both the staff and the executive director reports and making a decision whether to move forward with the process or to dismiss the matter.
Okay. And so dismissal of complaints, that lies solely with the board, but they could follow a recommendation from the staff and yourself?
Yes, absolutely. And sometimes the recommendation might be that whether or not our office is the most appropriate office to adjudicate their type of complaint, there might be other regulatory bodies that would be more appropriate, whether that's like the contractors licensing board or the Civil Service Commission, to name 2 off the top of my head.
So the board hasn't met since the complaint process was officially open. So is it accurate to say that no complaints have been dismissed yet?
That's correct. So the board meets monthly. I think in the last board meeting was when the process was about close to being made available. And their next meeting will be this Thursday at 12 noon. So we'll be meeting virtually. And we do have a live stream on YouTube. So at least for every part leading prior to an active discussion of the cases, those will be open. And then the commission will have an opportunity to hear about the evidence and make a decision as to whether those cases move forward.
So we have really gone like Marianas Trench so deep with this the complaint process and everything. But, something I saw in the media this morning was that the board will be meeting to discuss the recent, how do you put it? Events?
Allegations.
Yeah, events.
Yep.
Can we go with the recent allegations at the Guam Visitors Bureau, their last board meeting, right? So I just wasn't clear on, so I thought you only had complaints and processes, but the board can also, make a determination that, this looks like something we want to discuss and then discuss it?
They can. So there are 2 ways typically that a matter will be before the commission. The first will be when an individual comes from outside and presents themselves and says, I have a complaint that I want the commission to investigate. The other alternative would be when a commissioner finds an issue within the community that they wish to present to the full commission. And then by a vote of 5 members, the commissioners can then decide that they wish to pursue an investigation. So I did listen to the clip from their meeting. There were a few things that were being discussed, but received direction from our chairperson that they are interested in scheduling a meeting to discuss that matter specifically. So it won't be in this Thursday's meeting because our announcement went out already. We had to announce what would be on the agenda, and so that matter did not make it on our meeting agenda. So we're anticipating to meet the following week if we're able to get our agenda published in time.
Are you able to say what it was about the board meeting, maybe the recording that prompted this desire for a review?
There were a few things, but particularly the commission is interested in identifying if all the required reportings and forms have been filed accordingly with the Guam Election Commission. If there are cases of conflicts of interest, those are matters of jurisdiction for the commission, and that I have a sense might be the direction the commission may take.
Right. I believe there was some confusion about whether or not the board has filed the required documents or whether it's even supposed to, right? Is that kind of the issue at stake?
It would be, it might be one or the other. I think additionally, there was a question as to whether or not the board might need to go through another ethics and government workshop. And of course, the commission is responsible for conducting those types of workshops. So if the commission believes that, them as well as other officials might need to go through another training, then they'll make that decision, and then I'll be in the position to carry out their wishes.
Yeah, that might be a good call. You know what I mean? Just in listening to that recording, be like, okay, hold on, everybody, time out. We're going to an ethics training right now, everybody.
Yeah. Well, I'll leave it up to them. Fortunately, I am in no position to make that decision or to say what the commission will eventually decide. We will be meeting to present them with information, and then from there, we hope that the commissioners will have a decision in place that I can communicate out to those officials.
All right, Jesse. So board meeting is on Thursday, right?
That's correct.
And
for the complaints.
The commission
and
will
then
be...
we're scheduling another meeting. We're hopeful for next week, Wednesday, if we're able to get the announcement out in time. But I'll shoot you a message to share when that date is firmly scheduled.
So I know that you said that it was a closed door section of the meeting to discuss complaints. What about for this discussion on GVB, right? Would that also be a closed door session?
I don't know. I think I need to ask legal about that. I couldn't give you an answer right now, but we are actively reviewing the statute to determine if at least that early discussion will be open or if that also must be private.
Okay, Jess. Anything in closing?
No, I just want to really, again, thank the people of Guam and encourage if there are other individuals that have yet to make a complaint that have maybe felt conviction to, please visit our office or give us a call at 969-5625. We're here to hear from you, and we hope that we can do all that we can to adjudicate your claim and bring justice to those who have been wrong. And thank you also to government officials. Surely, we're going to be going around knocking on a few doors, asking for their cooperation as we investigate some matters. So we hope that we continue to receive their cooperation in our investigations.
Have you had any issues with cooperation?
Well, we haven't investigated much further past getting the complainant's evidence. So we'll see. Prior to, though, when we were doing ethics training, all agencies have been very supportive, very responsive to this office, and I do appreciate that. And I hope that will continue. I suspect it probably will, even if the reason for our visit changes a little.
All right. Thank you, Jess.
Thanks, Chris. Stay safe.
You too, my friend. 7:53. Wow, pretty interesting stuff, huh, guys? Is the Guam Ethics Commission will have their first meeting Thursday, and they're going to be reviewing 6 complaints here. And it kind of sounds like the process is they have these complaints, and then the staff and the executive director kind of say, hey, yeah, it's something, or oh, I don't know, and then it goes to the board, and then they're like, okay, yeah, this is something, or maybe it's nothing. So it's going to be interesting to see. Interesting, though, that the statute of limitations is 3 years. And so Jess had said that they're kind of keeping it to that. And 3 years ago is, 2019, right? So, wow, that's good stuff. If you guys have any ethical issues or complaints, be sure to get a hold of the Guam Ethics Commission. We did have some comments in our Facebook live feed. Boy, did we ever. Good morning. Oh, Desleon Guerrero comments in here. An accident just occurred in front of the fire station in Barragata, right? So please be safe there if you're driving, or if you have any other info, please put it in the comments. Amy Jackson, we were talking about drug testing earlier, right? And so we played a couple clips. Yeah, so, sir, can we pop up that sign? I'm sorry. So the first political sign that I've seen, right? I mean, I know there's the all-in bumper stickers, and the headquarters for all in. It's pretty all in, but this was, Roy Kanata, I believe. Hold on, because I have my GEC printout here. Roy Kanata. I need to get glasses, guys. Yeah, I believe he picked up some kind of packet. I saw his name somewhere. Candidate's name. Yeah, Senator Democrat Roy A.B. Kanata. I've seen him. He's in the comments sometimes, and I've seen him out actually waving a lot. He's doing the Ray Tenorio style campaign, right, which is you come out the first, first and most. Well, there you go. It is officially the season, I guess, right? As we now have a senatorial candidate with signs out there. Don't show too much, sir. I feel like we might have to send this guy a bill. Got you. So there it is. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. First one. It's not, the election is not like the fiesta table. You know, we're very shy, usually us Chamorros, but not an election. No. That's when we're banidosu, right? First one out. Good morning. Nick Marlene Legaspi comments, there's a political sign in Jigo running for senator. I think that's it. Didn't catch the guy's name, though. Saw it yesterday. Amy Jackson, if only our leadership speeches can feel so motivating. LOL. Angel Pete comments, it is what it is. Bobak hit that right yesterday. Amy Jackson comments, they shouldn't announce drug tests, though, except for the day of. D. Wayne Pareto, and this is, we're talking about, not specifically Senator Talina Nelson, but we were addressing the senators with the worst attendance, and she's in the top 3. So it's Vice Speaker Tina Munia Barnes, Senator Mary Torres, Senator Talina Nelson. But we know that, a lot of her absences is because she's in the Guard. And we're just kind of talking about at what point do you, go be a general in the Guard, you know what I mean? If that's what you're trying to do, right? Because in the military, it's upward mobility, right? It's all about climbing that ladder. And I feel like it takes a lot of effort and concentration. I mean, if you could do both, wow, great, right? But I think the first sign that you're having an issue with it would be the attendance. I mean, because, we're paying you guys to show up regardless. Arthur Dela Cruz comments in here, and this is what we're talking about, same old, right? The question is, if there are new people running for senator, are we going to vote them in? We didn't in the last election. Yeah, you guys are hard-headed, now. Maybe this one you will. I mean, how many times are you going to fall for the same old? I mean, it works in some cases, right? It is a balance. You do want a little bit of same old, but the right kind of same old. You know what I mean? Joni Kerr comments, hi, Joni, good morning. Chris, thank you for bringing up the SHPO. Big conflict of interest there. Yeah, I feel like it is a big one. And I'm just not sure because, you know, the response that you would get typically, because I think this has come up before where people say, oh, well, you know, I mean, you can't serve two masters. Are you serving the United States or are you serving the island of Guam, right? And I've heard a response to this question. I'm not sure who, but it was something along the lines of when I put on the uniform, I'm serving the U.S. And when I'm not, I'm serving the people of Guam. I'm just not sure if that even flies anymore in 2022, right? What else we got here? Marcy Flores comments, you're absolutely right, Bobak. It seems like a revolving door of recycles. Yeah, it's the time to recycle. We do that, even with our elected leaders. We need new faces with new ideas. Thank you. Tom Farron, can being blocked and ignored by a sitting elected official on social media be an ethical matter, or is it something that only the Election Commission handles? Well, Tom, it does kind of sound like an ethical issue. Lillian Cruz, Buenos Team KUAM, and Annecy Dulas. Good morning on you, Lillian. It is 7:59, Tuesday, March 29th, right here on the link. Thank you guys so much on our Facebook Live feed. We're on the KUAM News Facebook page. On the breeze, thank you to my radio fam. Doing it the traditional way. We're KUAM FM in Agatni, Guam, Guahusi, Bobak. We'll take a quick break, and we're coming back with our 8 o'clock news, as well as Tomas Manglotnia reporting from the NMI. And we're going to talk more about the election, as I do have the list of, and these are not, just because someone picks up a packet doesn't necessarily mean that they're running for an office, right? But I do have a lot of these packet pickups, and so we kind of want to go through some of that in the 8 o'clock hour. It is 8 o'clock again, Tuesday, March 29th. Quick break, and we're back with your 8 o'clock look at news, brought to you proudly by Pacific Points. Good morning.
Let us know what's up on our KOM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town, on Guam or the CNMI, and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
KUAM Communications continues our perpetuation of our Chamorro culture, language, and heritage, with features available to our listening and viewing audience, including streaming of Chamorro music 24 hours per day on Isla Digital Radio on KUAM.com and the KUAM News app. Chamorro News Update, weekdays on the link and the KUAM News YouTube channel. Conversations about life in our Chamorro language podcast, Cuentos Tapoco, with Kin Conception. Seasonal specials, shows, and other features highlighting the beauty of our language, culture, and history. It's a new era of our continued commitment to our Chamorro heritage. Isla, watch, listen, stream. Viva Isla!
Take in the panoramic beauty of our island each Sunday on the KUM News Instagram with Scenic Sundays. Scroll through the natural beauty of the island on display. Scenic Sundays on the KUM News Instagram is brought to you by Addis Trust and Investment, Location, Service, Trust, and Haagen-Dazs Shops Guam, where every day is made extraordinary.
Watch Mariana's artists, activists, and visionaries and their quest to protect, preserve, and promote our Chamorro culture on The Culture Club, a weekly feature on KUAM News digital platform and the KUAM News Weekend Edition. Brought to you by Tropical Ice.
Join KUAM Communications as we reflect and pray for the Lenten season with the Lisadzon Ordinario para Caresma. We humbly ask you to join us in prayer in Chamorro or English at 7 p.m. nightly from Ash Wednesday, March 2nd to Good Friday, April 15th on Isla Chamorro Streaming Radio. Find it on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network and across all of our social media platforms. Lisadzon Ordinario para Caresma, only on KUAM. Rejoice, for he has risen.
Subscribe to our KUAM News Digest, our weekly email newsletter with all kinds of information straight to your inbox. Just subscribe and we'll make sure to keep you informed and entertained with news from the KUAM News team, what to watch on NBC and CBS, and the latest promotions from KUAM Communications. Go to KUAM.com, click on the newsletter tab at the top of the homepage, register, and you're all set. Brought to you by Uno Go, Guam On Demand.
Uno Mixed. We're mixing it up on the last Thursday of every month with a look at lifestyle, entertainment, food, and so much more on the stations, networks, and digital platforms of KUAM Communications. Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi. That's what I like.
Friendly reminder, good morning, by the way, it's 8:03. Friendly reminder from our friends over the Guam Election Commission. Political signs are supposed to be on private property only. FYI. Joe Garrido. Querida. 8:03, good morning. want to say good morning to Miss Elsie. Just waking up. I know she's got an appointment at 9. Now, Miss Elsie is, she's one of the original landowners up at Eagles Field. And I talked to her a little bit yesterday. She was supposed to come on the show this morning, but like I said, she's got just a ton of medical issues, and she's got some big appointments this morning. So we're going to try and catch up with her later today or in the morning. I actually got a couple original landowners that I'm going to try and bring on to the show because I just kind of want to discuss this meeting that they had over at Adelup at the office of the governor with these original landowners. Interestingly enough, the meeting wasn't announced, which is a shame because I feel like we would have loved to have been able to live stream. I mean, it's pretty historic, right? Because these original landowners have been saying that they feel left out of the conversation. And so this was the first time that the governor decided to include them in the conversation. And so it would have been great. I felt like it would have been great. I did find out just a little bit about the meeting and what happened there, but I really want to leave it to the original landowners to discuss with you guys. And so just keep listening. It's going to happen. It's 8:05, Tuesday, March 29, 2022. Good morning, Guahusi Bullback. Guys, don't forget Lenten season, okay? Our friends at Burger King, they are proud to present Cover Me, which is coming up here. And they've also got the BK Big Fish, all right? If you're going fishy for Lent, they have the BK Big Fish. But what they also have is this kind of it's new for Lent, the vegan. They didn't have that vegan when I was a kid. We didn't have the vegan. It's a new thing. I'm kidding. There was vegan, but we didn't have an Impossible Whopper, right? Man, my grandma would have smacked my head if she saw me eating a Whopper during Lent. But guess what? Guess what, Grandma? It's an Impossible Whopper. Yes, it's a new invention. It's 100% Whopper. Todd's at beef. Yeah, so it's totally Lent friendly. Thank you. Rest in peace, Grandma. And you can get it at Burger King. Thank you for covering Cover Me, guys. It's also brought to you by Guam Pacific. It's coming up here. But right now, let's go ahead and get into our 8 o'clock newscast, which is proudly brought to you by Pacific Points with the very latest from the KUAM News team, Hannah Davanzo. Brought to you by Pacific Points. It is our 8 o'clock news. Good morning.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
Hafa and good morning. Here are your headlines on the link. The fate of Rudy Kanata lies in the hands of a jury after closing arguments were presented in court Monday. Rudy Kanata faces decades to life in prison if he's found guilty for the murder of the former Humatak Mayor Daniel Sanchez. His girlfriend Joyner Sked has already been convicted for her part in the act during her trial last month. During trial, both the defense and prosecution firmly presented their closing arguments. Prosecuting attorney Leonardo Rapadas led by stressing the jury to use their common sense despite DNA not being detected on the weapons.
It was a victim found in the defendant's house. The lock from the outside. The blood on the floor on the outside. The blood on the inside. The weapons that were used located on the inside.
While there were no eyewitnesses, Rapadas urged the jury to examine the facts.
They saw that the victim was laying face down, without his shirt, his pants, and then one shoe on. The place was disarrayed. It was a mess. They immediately saw wounds to his back. They saw wounds to his head. And laying beside him was a bloody hammer and a bloody scissors.
In his closing argument, defense attorney Peter Santos claimed the Guam Police Department was narrow-minded throughout the investigation.
When police judge a book by its cover and then develop their theory that's not supported by any evidence, then that's how we end up with innocent people in jail. That's how we end up with tunnel vision.
Santos continued to point to Sked as the true killer and claimed that even Kanata fell victim to her abuse.
Rudy cried for help. and nobody wanted to help him. The tragedy, he thought Sked was going to kill him. And Sked did kill. Tragically, it was Daniel Sanchez she killed.
Santos closed with stating that police failed miserably and conducted a tunnel vision investigation where many leaves and stones were left unturned. Jury deliberations are now underway. Living up to the creed of Semper Fi, our Tyler Matinani brings the story of a Marine who rucked 24 miles in honor of his best friend, who was also his brother in arms.
Always caring for others. He was very compassionate about how others felt every day. Always checking up on people, making sure everybody's having a good time.
Ricky Pack was in Japan when he got the news that his best friend, Jaron Wallbacker, had been killed.
I was in Japan, it was 4 a.m. I was getting like 30 missed calls.
Jaron was pronounced dead following an altercation outside of a Tumuning restaurant one early Saturday morning in October of 2021. Arrested were 22-year-old John Maliaga and 31-year-old Fiata Galuia Aki.
I didn't know what to feel.
Jaron and Ricky's friendship sparked in the 6th grade over their love for basketball. Their similar passions in life later led to the two joining the Marines. First Jaron, then Ricky.
Best memory of him was probably when I graduated boot camp. You know, I haven't seen anybody for 3 months, and he was the first face that I got to see from home in California. Seeing his face that day really meant a lot. My best friend seeing me graduate.
On March 26, Ricky rucked 24 miles from Anderson Air Force Base to the Veterans Cemetery in Petey in honor of Jaron's 24th birthday. A world of different emotions and memories of their friendship flooded his mind.
Just, our friendship throughout the years, him not being here, just the thoughts of what could be and what happened.
Ricky hopes that Jaron's death will serve as a reminder to everyone to never take life for granted and to always think about the consequences of their actions.
It just feels like he's in California and I'm in Japan, like how it's always been. So I feel like he's still alive somewhere, that he's not actually gone.
For KUAM News, I'm Tyler Matinani.
Planning to head to any of the island's military bases, you no longer have to wear a mask. At around 9 o'clock this morning, Joint Region Marianas Commander Rear Admiral Benjamin Nicholson made the announcement on Facebook.
I'm happy to announce that we are removing the mask mandate effective immediately. I would like to personally thank each and every one of you for your patience during this often difficult and trying time. It is through your dedication and understanding that we have been able to reach this very important milestone.
The Rear Admiral said although the fight is not over, we are better equipped for this battle. He also encouraged everyone to continue social distancing when possible, wear a face mask when you're not feeling well, and don't go to work if you're sick. Guam's COVID-19 cases continue to plunge, but we're not in the clear yet. Daniel Perez has the latest with Guam's COVID status, according to the CDC's community risk metric.
We hope to keep seeing this downward trend so that perhaps by later this week, maybe we might be able to qualify for the low risk category.
The numbers speak for themselves, and according to lead epidemiologist Dr. Annette David, Guam remains on the right track in exiting the Omicron surge. According to the latest numbers, in new cases per 100,000, Guam had over 1,000 cases by the end of February. As of March 23rd, the island is now seeing 237 new COVID cases, just 37 more above the 200 cutoff, keeping us in the high risk in terms of new cases per 100,000. As for the COVID admissions at the hospitals and beds occupied by COVID patients,
the 7-day admissions was 28 per 100,000 at the end of February. Last week, we went to 9 per 100,000. So that moved us to moderate for that indicator. And then percent of total staff beds was over 10% at the end of February. And last week, we were at 5%. So as of last week, we moved from the high risk to the moderate risk category. And that's where we're at now.
Although we are on the right track to a sense of normalcy, Dr. David continues to urge residents to remain vigilant.
The virus is still there, so it's reassuring that the numbers are going down, but I think we all have to remember it's not completely gone. So I know everyone is so sick and tired of this virus and we want to quit the virus, but the virus hasn't quit us yet.
The elderly and those with comorbidities remain the most vulnerable to catching the virus. They are encouraged to take extra precautions to remain COVID-free. Mask wearing and vaccinations continue to be our main weapons in stopping the COVID spread. Daniel Perez reporting for KUAM News.
Over in the NMI, a multi-million-dollar construction project will finally connect the entire island's roadways. As Tomas Manglutnia reports, the project was 20 years in the making.
It's 20 years in the making.
Yes, it'll be the first inner island connecting roads. Again, it's good for everyone, good for tourism, good for our community.
The government broke ground on Route 36 last May. It's funded by the Federal Highway Administration with a $12 million price tag.
We used to have a connection road all the way, and then through time, things kind of to give it property to private properties, and so over time, the road has closed.
They're closing in on the first phase of the project.
We're about 35% completed this project, and the timeline actually is we're trying to. The first stage is to have it done by September, but again, the contractor asked for additional time and extension, so we're going to have to revisit that again.
They've built 2 box culverts, the most critical part of the project, to allow stormwater to flow through in 2 separate areas of the 0.95-mile road.
Once it's constructed, it is capable of mitigating and directing all the downstream from the ravines uphill, so that we won't have any issues with the road, falling down from mudslide.
Once the concrete is poured this weekend, the project will be half done, paving the way for residents to loop around the island and even visit the hidden beach. Tomas Manglutnia for KUAM News on.
And those are your headlines. We'll see you tonight on Primetime. Reporting for KUAM News, I'm Hannah Devonzo.
This news update is brought to you by Pacific Points. Do more, get more.
And let's get into Chamorro News, presented by First Hawaiian Bank with Uncle Ken Conception, right here on the link. It is 8:15.
Buenas na updates tiget sunto gifinut sa morgan ni KUAM News. Presenta ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank. Taginong planen niya para unhano para masya man na base militar gi isla para fana sa be mask. Gi kasi last 9 agan Lunes, komandante ni Joint Region Marianas Almirante Benjamin Nicholson afatin sa zona anunsya anya ilegnya malago zona beo na ikada uno gi sa hamzu agradecimiento para kinimprended Mizo sa dedikasyon Mizo. Gi durante nesti sen mapod na tempo para tafan matuwinitsinya. Elengnya masa Nicholson na masya timafakpoy mimo trabiha, masad man listo para este na minimo. Masa sunto, iman hobing gwa sa sinya gwahaw fan rin presenta, gitiapmam na tempo gi komisyon finot Chamorro para Chamorro Language Commission. Ifinen na nabio di madiskuti gi session gi Lunes sa introduce Senadora Amanda Shelton nugin ni requesta ni Guam Youth Congress. Sinedi no adso nabio para managwaha membro no binsito gi komisyon masaya tisina man bota, masya megay na membro ni legislatura man mamamay sin hafan at para masedi na parfan man bota. Leng na si Shelton na rin-recommenda este ni komisyon. Para hano gati bio gimina tres na tinaitay para mabota gi después. Otro artikulo, iyan ang Senadora Kelly Marsh Taitano sa guisa mas nuevo na kandidato ni Tatungo no sumuli ipaketin politikar gina ni Guam Election Commission. Sigon dyan niya website GEC, si Marsh Taitano dan si David Crisostomo sa matsuli paketin kandidato para senador. Adeklara ipatadin niya si Marsh Taitano na Democrat benta si Crisostomo sa Republican. Kasadbi legislatura si Marsh Taitano gimina 35 na legislaturang guahan, logisa mina 16 na linazan binota gi 2020 na eleksyon gi legislatura. Paron li ilis na ni kandidato, paron lehistraho, paron panbota, gi eleksyon, paron tungo mas po di decision 2022, hano pa rin niya website ni Guam Election Commission, gi gec.guam.gov. Yuto muna sunto gifinut sa moro, para pago na matis gin ni KUAM News, mas may kitalo na tax refund sa paramana fanhutong pago na simana, i Departamentong Revenue and Taxation sa maregla 2,335 na return para 2021 na onion tax dan antes di adyo nasakan, niya totadwi ka na 8.3 milyon pesos, numa-file sila natin na return antes di dia 10 de Febrero 2022. Para mas informasyon, agang i-revenue and tax gi 671, 635, 7614, pa 635-184041. Sina lokoy nasabi, contact us na batunes gi myguamtax.com. Para Guam News Network, Guam Sikin Conception. Yasuto gifinut sa moro sa presenta sa ninafato ni Familian Mizo gi First Hawaiian Bank.
Say hello to the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, where you get smart insights into your finances so you can make smart decisions with your money. With a daily personalized feed, you can compare your monthly income to spending. That's better. Discover where your money is actually going. You might be surprised. See what's essential and what isn't. The more you use the app, the smarter it gets. With insights from the First Hawaiian Bank mobile app, it all starts with yes.
Subscribe to our KOAM News Digest, our weekly email newsletter with all kinds of information straight to your inbox. Just subscribe and we'll make sure to keep you informed and entertained with news from the KOAM News team, what to watch on NBC and CBS, and the latest promotions from KOAM Communications. Go to KOAM.com, click on the newsletter tab at the top of the homepage, register, and you're all set. Brought to you by Uno Go, Guam On Demand. Watch Mariana's artists, activists, and visionaries and their quest to protect, preserve, and promote our Chamorro culture on the Culture Club, a weekly feature on KOAM News digital platforms and the KOAM News Weekend Edition. Brought to you by Tropicool Ice.
New Spicy Lovers Pizza from Pizza Hut. Hurts so good. With its spicy marinara and sliced red chilies. It's like a roundhouse kick to the taste buds. How's it looking? Don't be bashful with the fiery flakes now. I want it to be real spicy.
I haven't started yet.
Okay, I'm ready. The new Spicy Lovers Pizza. Get it while it's hot. You want respect? Red chilies get you respect. Knowing our pizza's the Hut.
Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore. Stop on by and visit our showroom today. We offer everyday low prices on all major outdoor power equipment like bush cutter, chainsaw, power washer, generators, and more. Need service, repair, maintenance? Well, check out Guam's best superstore only at Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape, located in Barragata along Army Drive between Submarina and Besta Market. Call 735-7446 for more information. Now shipping to surrounding islands. Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape Superstore.
Get the job done the right way by getting the right stuff at East West Rental Center. With years of experience helping builders, we definitely got what you need. Call 646-1463 or visit us in Upper Tumon. Open Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. and on Sundays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
GU Self-Storage, conveniently located near the Harmon McDonald's. We offer affordable rates, online payments, and auto bill pay for your convenience. Plus gate access daily from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Call us today at 648-7867 for more information.
The relationship between Guam and Manila, Philippines is undeniable as we share similar cultural traditions, history, and heritage. With generations of Filipinos calling Guam home, KUAM presents a monthly look at the capital city featuring in-depth and engaging interviews on everything from medical tourism to new business and government leaders. Veteran newscaster Nestor Lecanto delivers Beyond Our Borders. This special program is brought to you by KFC and the Medical City, where patients are partners.
Catch Sports Link on the Link every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. Sports Link airs every Friday on Breeze 93.9 FM and streaming online across our multimedia platforms. Sports Link is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape and Taco Bell. Live Mas. Join Nestor Lecanto for virtual in-depth discussions with the movers and shakers in our community every Wednesday on In Full Zoom. Presented by IT&D and Calvo Enterprises, Inc. It's Feed Me Fridays on the Link. Good eats, good company, and beyond good chow with Team KUAM checking out Guam's most tantalizing, tempting menu items. Every Friday on the Link, listen on Breeze 93.9 FM or stream online. Brought to you by Devondale, real milk from free grazing cows.
KUAM Communications presents a special multi-platform series showcasing women leaders in our community during Women's History Month. Throughout the month of March, KUAM News digital media platforms will feature daily weekday profiles of women in business in our community. And every Monday on KUAM News Primetime, we're showcasing a different woman leader in a special feature profile. Women Driven is brought to you locally by Bank of Guam, the People's Bank.
Subscribe to our KOAM News Digest, our weekly email newsletter with all kinds of information straight to your inbox. Just subscribe and we'll make sure to keep you informed and entertained with news from the KOAM News team, what to watch on NBC and CBS, and the latest promotions from KOAM Communications. Go to KOAM.com, click on the newsletter tab at the top of the homepage, register, and you're all set. Brought to you by Uno Go, Guam On Demand.
Start off your middays with the menu on KOAM News Hotspot, your preview to the big news items. Broadcast on KOAM TV 8 weekdays at noon, with live stream on our social media platforms, plus an encore at 5 p.m. on KOAM TV 11.
The Menu, brought to you by King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and Ruby Tuesday Guam, home of the Fresh Garden Bar.
We're taking care of business with GTA on KOAM Digital. Tips and advice for your business to get more productive, efficient, and streamlined with pro tips, tools, and other services. We're navigating through the best practices in tech, operations, and beyond every month with the help of our friends at GTA on KOAM Digital. GTA, we start with you.
Fansano dani KUM Communications members that adjuti that reflected tempo charisma no lisado no denario. Kitodi ni middi hu faisen namto maila data fan lisado ifeno samor pat feno English kada poingi gala shetti gi sinisa dia dos gi matsu estai bet ni santo dia kinsi gi abit. Ekungog gi isla tomorrow streaming radio pasno egga pat hungog masyafan na ora gizon mami podcast na network na nititodo edras median sosial gi KUM. Fan magov sa kahulo ugwi.
To a land of peace, near the sea of love, near the gardens of nature, in the heavens above.
Hey, good morning.
And I know it's
Hey, good morning. Good morning on you.
You're along with me.
Tuesday, March 29.
Falling in love right here in paradise. Ooh, I hope you're loving the view. Let this tropical breeze set you in the mood. Just falling in love right here in paradise. Ooh, I hope you're loving the view. Let this tropical breeze set you in the mood. Oh, ooh, na 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 na. Hey, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we're about to head over to the NMI where Tomas Maglotnia is standing by. Regional coverage all the way live is coming up 8:27. Good morning. Good morning on you. Just kind of going over some of the packets that have picked up. I guess we'll just do the senatorial for now. And I'll go with the candidate names here. On the Republican side, we've seen Vince Borja. Remember, he ran, the younger guy, kind of almost like a Mike Nicholas vibe with the beard thing he had. But I don't know. I felt like he ran a pretty decent campaign. A lot of signage. But what impressed me the most was how he performed on our candidate forum, which is good. Ken Leon Guerrero, oh God, also picked up a senatorial candidate packet. Roy Kanata. Senator Talina Nelson has picked up both a senatorial and a delegate packet. Don Ed Kalani, Republican, ran and did not win in the 2020. Sandra Sea Prima also picking up a Republican senatorial candidate packet. Jess Lujan, Dr. Jess Lujan, Republican senatorial packet. And that's what I'm talking about. These same olds. They're encouraged by the performance of, let's say, like like a Senator Joanne Brown, right? Or Senator Frank Blas Jr. people who had been senators before with that familiar name, they provided a real contrast to a lot of these new candidates who ran in the last election. They were like too new, right? I mean, I know people say they want new faces, right? But I mean, I think last election, the message from the voters is like, yeah, we want new faces, but not any new faces, okay? Yeah, so Jess Lujan. Dwayne St. Nicholas, this is interesting. This guy, it's the Jay Goodman guy, used to be a sponsor here on the link. But I guess he's running for senator. I follow him on Instagram, and he's done things with his petition. What else we got here? Roy Gamboa has also picked up a senator packet. Diamantino Concepcion has also picked up a senatorial packet. Incumbent Joe San Augustine. Mike and I Udui has also picked up one for Democrat. Alejandro Gay, senator packet, Democrat. Ian Kathleen, senator packet. Dave Duenas, Fred Berdalio Jr. Elaine Ujoa picked up a packet for senator undecided. Kevin Nace, N-A-C-E, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, probably saying it wrong. Trevor Boykin also picked up a senator packet undecided. David Lebowski. All right, David Lebowski, I'm sure you guys very familiar with David. He's one of the big crusaders against medical malpractice. He has picked up a senatorial packet, Republican. Interesting. Also, Sarah Thomas Netty Dog has picked up a packet, Democrat senatorial packet. Annie Dennis Dolly, Senator Independent packet. Wow. Evangelist Jay Babauta, undecided senatorial packet. Tom Devlin, Veterans Advocate, has also picked up a packet, undecided though. Incumbent Senator Tello Taitagui. Let's see who else we got here. Harvey Egna. This guy's one of these Facebook commenters, picked up a packet. Republican senator. Also Rafael Scambaluri, Republican senatorial packet. Then there was a bunch of committee to draft. Now, committee to draft is basically like people want you to run for senator. But what actually happens sometimes is these people, they want to run for senator, but they want to make it look like someone else wants them to run. And so what they'll do is they'll have like a committee to draft. So that way it looks like, oh my God, oh, with me, you're choosing me. You want me to run? Oh, okay. Yeah, so there's a committee to draft former Senator Luis Muñoz. Also, Amanda Blas, almost said former senator, Jessica Barrett, and James Turbio, all Republicans. Dr. Tom Shea has picked up a packet for senator. No way. It never happened. He's probably lacking attention. Former senatorial candidate Bunker Primo has picked up a packet here, Democrat. He also ran in the 2020 election. Sel Babauta. That was interesting to me. This guy resigned from the Guam Regional Transit Authority for medical reasons and then turned around and picked up a packet to run for senator and Guam Education Board. Incumbent Senator Jose Pito Terlahi has picked up one, Democrat. David W. Crisostomo, Republican senator. And last but not least, as I shared with you guys this morning, former Senator Kelly Marsh Taitano, Democrat, has also picked up a packet. So there's just some of the names. Remember, just because they picked one up doesn't necessarily mean they are running. It is 8:33. Let's go on and get over to the NMI, where Tomas Manglotnia from the KUAM News team is standing by. It looks like a beautiful day over there in Saipan.
Yes, Chris, good morning. I'm here right outside the PIC conference room where it's the 8th Women's Summit that's being held. They're going to discuss a range of issues from women in healthcare to militarization to politics, really. Just the range of issues that not only women face, but also that continue to impact the entire CNMI. We were supposed to have an interview set up with one of the organizers. They're just kicking off their ceremony, so I wanted to bring you all into PIC to take a look and listen to what's going on in here. Again, we're at the 8th Women's Summit.
The Commonwealth Women's Association and also the Office of Women's Affairs. And so we let's give them a warm applause for making us fantastic. And when we not here, we tried to kick it off, but we had a lot of challenges, right? We had I want to call it the flu because that's what it is for some of us, but not necessarily for all, unfortunately, right? So, without further ado, I'd like to have our welcome up our chairwoman, board president for the CMI Women's Association, Miss Cecilia Kaitano, to give us a welcome. Just want to thank Cecilia for your leadership. All right, so with Miss Titano is her entourage back there. Let's welcome the Carolinian Affairs Office ladies. We have we have all the ladies and they are decked out in their Liga Tutu and their lava lavas and their muers, or is it the usos? Usos, ay, may go para the Liga Tutu. Okay, the usos, so again, they're going to sing our CMI anthem. So ladies, can you all stand and let's take pride of our anthems. Jesus Mossy, it is Carolyn in the Affairs Office, women. So without further ado, please give a warm welcome again to our chairwoman and board president for CWA, Ms. Cecilia Titano.
Good morning. Buenos días para todos. Welcome to our 8th annual Women's Summit, and welcome to all of you joining us here at PIC this morning, and to all of you that are tuning in on Zoom to join us at this great event. I wish to thank our beautiful Refaloish women representing the Carolinian Affairs Office for gracing us this morning with their beautiful voices and leading us with our Sinamay anthem. I think that start off adds value to our traditions, and that I encourage each ceremony or event to open with our Sinamay anthem being sung so that it continues to live on for many generations to come. On behalf of our board of directors, staff and team of the CNMI Women's Association, I would like to respectfully extend our gratitude and appreciation to our governor, the Honorable Ralph Torres, for supporting our Women's Association, our programs and projects like the summit, by providing ARPA funding towards our costs so that our mission and goals are carried out and so that our women of the CNMI benefit from its programs. We also would like to extend our appreciation to Mr. Kode Pumumaro Uludong and his team at the Office of Planning and Development for always being very supportive of our programs and for sponsoring our summit today. Additionally, we would like to extend our appreciation to the Women's Affairs Office, Office of the Governor, Ms. Shirley Ogumoro, and her team for co-sponsoring our Women's Summit and for always being generously supportive of our events. We also would like to thank our First Ladies Foundation and the Lady Diane Torres for gracing us with your support and for joining us at this important event. I would also like to recognize and applaud our guiding star, Ms. Felicita Ogumoro, for always being relentlessly supportive and passionate about our women movement and involvement in our community, and encouraging our participation on issues and matters important for our growth and advancement as women and as a community. Despite her personal challenges, she continues to champion our women movement by empowering us to take on active roles and part in building each other up, and by building knowledge and capacity so that we can thrive and succeed in these challenging times. She joins us today via Zoom. Thank you, darling, for your never-ending commitment and dedication. We love you, and this day is dedicated to you. At our summit today, you will be hearing from our panelists and their presentations on important topics and discussion covering women and peace, women and culture, and women and health, all of which embrace the very important issues that frame up to our mission, and that is to sustainably develop, advance, and improve our CNMI for the future we are preparing for, and so that we're able to leave our community healthier and culturally, socially, politically, environmentally, education and economically resilient and stronger for many generations to come. I would also like to thank all of our network sponsors and volunteers and our MCs this morning for making this day already successful. Olawai, Jesus Mahasi, and thank you for joining us. Please enjoy the rest of your day. here at our summit, and Viva Famaloan! Viva! Viva Stronghold! Viva! Happy Women's Month!
Yes, Viva! Jesus Mosi Iso Atay Hinehi Hatihan. That's a new word I want all of you to learn. That's thank you in ancient tomorrow. So thank Uncle Donald for that. So let's give another warm applause to our president and chairwoman for our summit this year. And thank you for the beautiful message. And it does contain all of the balance, every aspect of our culture and our economy in our island. So without further ado, I'd like to call upon the co-chair for the Women's Summit, but also the Special Assistant for Women's Affairs under the Office of the Governor, Mrs. Shirley Camacho Ogomaro.
Thank you, Auntie Francis. Hafaday, good morning, and Tito. I would like to extend the appreciation for our off-island guests, our Tinian delegates. Can you please stand so our guests here can see where you're at? Can you please stand so we can acknowledge our Rhoda guests? Thank you for coming all the way here from Rhoda. And I believe we also have some Tinian guests too. Are you in the house? Okay, can you please stand? We have our Tinian. Thank you, Councilwoman, for joining us. It's beautiful when our women fly from the other islands come over. And I believe we have others from off island too that are watching via Zoom. So thank you for joining us. Welcome to our 8th annual Women's Summit. This is really exciting because last year, or we've been planning for months to get this summit kicked off and going, but COVID had made us postpone it several times because at the other hotels, the hotels were used as a quarantine site. So we wanted to make sure that our women and our guests are safe. So finally we're here, and this is something exciting. I wanna say that we hope that this summit and all the information and awareness that is going to be presented today will be something that you would take in your life and your profession and make use of it. So the topic that Cecilia, our chair, had said, the women of culture, women in health, and women in peace, very important topics that relate to our everyday life. So we hope that you enjoy that topic and we make use of that. I'm not gonna take long here because our chairwoman said all the good stuff, and that's one thing good about being the co-chair. I just want to say a quote so we can get started from Mother Teresa. We alone cannot do it ourselves. But if we cast a stone, we can create a ripple effect. So that's us. We came a long way. History has shown that women had to work hard to where we're at. And we've seen the difference from things that happened decades ago and today. In this time, we see a lot of women in leadership. We see a lot of women that are in key positions. We have the most women in our House of Representatives now. Our first female governor, Lou de la Ferrer from Guam. And the most women in cabinet. That shows a lot of success and what our goals and our missions has. I mean, it shows that we've been working on our goals and our missions to make that happen. Because this is for our future, our daughters, our sisters, and our grandchildren. So I'm really happy that we have different women group and organizations coming together every day to try to make that difference. Ms. Sablon had mentioned that, or she had shared some events that happened with Women's Month. It's Ms. Kamalan, Women's Month. So we started with a proclamation. We started with other events, such fun events to make the Women's Month fun and exciting. So we had Colors Night, culinary. We've had the International Women's Day on Thursday, along with Women in Recognition. So you see the pattern. We've done different recognition of women throughout the years because we are worthy to be recognized. We are worthy to be known of our achievement and our accomplishments. So today is our day, and it's still Women's Month. We've done Tinian a couple of days ago. Rhoda, you're next for Thursday, so we're excited about that. So congratulations to all the team members, our partners who made today successful, and everyone that made the Women's Month a success too. And I want to thank our governor for his continued support and our leaders. I also want to say that our First Lady is also a strong supporter. She's not able to be here today, but she's here in spirit, and she can also view via Zoom as well. So this is a great turnout. And last, I want to say, just like what our chair said, I also want to dedicate today to our first Refalawash representative, House of Representative, and she is also the founder of the Commonwealth Women's Association, known as CWA, and sister-in-law Felicidad Tamanagumaro. So she's gone a long way to make sure that the women of the Sinamay are always recognized, and that we keep achieving, we keep growing, we keep getting bigger and stronger. Thank you, Representative Sheila, for being here too. So we have all the supporters. So in light of that, I want to say enjoy today and Viva Ms. Mamalon.
Viva. Can all of you say Viva? Viva. Viva Mamalon. All right. So, well, our PD for Mango, Ryan,
And there you have it, Chris. Grateful to be able to bring you a bit of those inspiring remarks. You saw there, Women's Month is forging ahead full speed, mentioning the historic moments that have happened in the past few years. Even the election of Governor Lou Leon Guerrero on Guam was mentioned here. The fact that the Sinamay House of Representatives has its largest female representation in recent memory. And so yeah, we're going to continue to bring you this coverage throughout the day, and wanted to share some of these from here in Saipan at the 8th Women's Summit. So Chris, thanks so much for having us join me there.
Thank you, Tomas. All right, there you go. Tomas Maglotnia live from the NMI. He'll file reports. Good morning. Well, I guess, yeah, he's in the NMI, so we'll get another one from him tomorrow. As that whole impeachment thing, it's still a thing, and we'll get more updates on that tomorrow again. It's 8:53. Quick break, sir, and we'll come back with Cover Me right here on the link.
Start off your middays with the menu on KUAM News Hotspot, your preview to the big news items. Broadcast on KUAM TV8 weekdays at noon with live stream on our social media platforms, plus an encore at 5 p.m. on KUAM TV11.
The Menu, brought to you by King's Restaurant, always open, always local, and Ruby Tuesday Guam, home of the fresh Garden Bar.
Let us know what's up on our KOM News WhatsApp tip line at 671-727-0094. Share information about what's happening in your town, on Guam or the Sinamay, and what you want us to know. Reach us on WhatsApp at 671-727-0094.
Uno Mixed. We're mixing it up on the last Thursday of every month with a look at lifestyle, entertainment, food, and so much more on the stations, networks, and digital platforms of KUAM Communications.
Uno Mixed is presented to you by Docomo Pacific, Better Together, and Pepsi. That's what I like.
It's Fee to Be Fridays on The Link. Good eats, good company, and beyond good chow with Team KUAM checking out Guam's most tantalizing, tempting menu items. Every Friday on The Link, listen on Breeze 93.9 FM or stream online. Brought to you by Devondale, real milk from free grazing cows. Catch Sports Link on The Link every Friday for the latest sports news, game schedules, athlete profiles, and more. Sports Link airs every Friday on Breeze 93.9 FM and streaming online across our multimedia platforms. Sports Link is brought to you by Mariana's Irrigation and Landscape and Taco Bell. Live Mas.
KUAM Communications presents a special multi-platform series showcasing women leaders in our community during Women's History Month. Throughout the month of March, KUAM News digital media platforms will feature daily weekday profiles of women in business in our community. And every Monday on KUAM News Primetime, we're showcasing a different woman leader in a special feature profile. Women Driven is brought to you locally by Bank of Guam, the People's Bank.
We're taking care of business with GTA on KUAM Digital. Tips and advice for your business to get more productive, efficient, and streamlined with pro tips, tools, and other services. We're navigating through the best practices in tech, operations, and beyond every month with the help of our friends at GTA on KUAM Digital. GTA, we start with you.
Join KUAM Communications as we reflect and pray for the Lenten season with the Lisodson Ordinario para Caresma. We humbly ask you to join us in prayer in Samoro or English at 7 p.m. nightly from Ash Wednesday, March 2nd to Good Friday, April 15th on Isla Samoro Streaming Radio. Find it on demand on the KUAM Podcast Network and across all of our social media platforms. Lisodson Ordinario para Caresma, only on KUAM. Rejoice, for he has risen.
Here on Breeze 93.9 FM.
Big Navy, this is Anderson Air Force Base. We are experiencing some unknown electrical disturbances. Do you copy? Sir, you're breaking up.
Let it be known we rep Guam and the scene of mine. Let it be known we represent the island line. Yeah, let it be known we living out our dream. We keep our eyes on the prize and fulfill our destiny.
Let
Let it be known we rep Guam and the scene of mine. Let it be known we represent the island line. Yeah, let it be known we living out our dream. We keep our eyes on the prize and fulfill our destiny. Creeping around the corner, twirling my flag like a helicopter. I'm repping my language, my culture, so fuck them haters. I'm a Latin stone soldier. Damn, they should've told ya. Been in this game so long, my people call me Totomona. North side, get it, south side, get it, east side, get it, west side, get it. Sa buo ko na kasi todo sinya pumara. Binamekutsu sa balilinggu, lingua hinita. Pano kita mo, sa representa itano mo. Lango sa banana miso, the kalalakala ni helicopter. Sa mga hisi angels, sa to sa nilek na. Mga masedi todo sa nigo, pasak kita nonita. Basta te tormento, na mego ko na somitsu. Sa eski kita nonita. Biba Tamoru. Let it be known we rep Guam and the scene of mine. Let it be known we represent the island line. Yeah, let it be known we living out our dream. We keep our eyes on the prize to fulfill our destiny. Let it be known we rep Guam and the scene of mine. Let it be
Good
known
morning.
we represent the island line. Yeah, let it be known we living out our dream. We keep our eyes on the prize to fulfill our destiny.
We're KUAM FM Agani Guam. Wahusi Bobak. Thanks for joining us for another episode of The Link. Brought to you by Cowboy Enterprises, IT&E, and Jack in the Box on this Tuesday morning. It is March 25th. April 1st is Friday. Just giving you a heads up. Get ready for your April Foolin' going on Friday. We're going to close the show with Cover Me, presented by Burger King and Docomo Pacific. Docomo Pacific is here to help. The Affordable Connectivity Program helps you connect to things that matter most, like Chris Barnett in the morning. Hey, good morning on you. And the Hotspot at lunch with Sabrina and Jason. Connected where they're getting, can I say who they're getting? They got a big guest today at lunchtime, guys. They got someone good going on their show at lunch, so be sure to check out the Hotspot. With Docomo Pacific's ACP, you can connect to things that matter most with $30 off select internet plans. Head over to Docomo Pacific's Tamuning HQ to see if you qualify. Qualifying households. It can get a free router with an additional $45 off for a limited time only. Visit Docomo Pacific and ask about ACP today. Docomo Pacific, better together. A reading now from the Book of Burger King. Celebrating Mess Tomorrow. Yep, it's always Mess Tomorrow in here. Whopper Wednesday is back. You guys can eat meat on Wednesdays during Lent. It's only the first one, the Ash Wednesday, that's a day of obligation, not eating meat. But yes, Whopper it up. You know what I mean? Treat yourself. Whopper Wednesday is back. Who guides a Whopper? Say that after you buy a Whopper. They're going to give you another one just like that. BK, your way. Continuing on with this... It was like a little mini concert that we broke into a bunch of different performances. Mr. Robert Bob Kenga out of Washington State, an American. He did a performance, great performance, man. I really love the guitar sound on this. We've played a couple, and today he's doing a cover of, well, it says Haguna Palau and Haguanani. Anids and Puengi, what? Novia Neni. Yes, that's what it's called. Popularly known as Haguna Palawan. Performed by Bob Kenga, originally recorded by, yes, Johnny Sablon. Easy one there, guys. 903, Cover Me. Presented by Docomo Pacific and Burger King, Guahusi Ballback. Tomorrow morning, you know how we do on a Wednesday, guys? We are getting the speaker of the Legislatura en Guahan. The speaker, Therese Terlahi, is coming on. And we're also getting the acting superintendent of the Guam Department of Education, Erica Cruz, coming on tomorrow. That's just a little peek of what's going to happen. Okay? Don't miss it. Miss a link, miss a lot. So don't miss it, okay? And don't miss this. Bob Kenga, Cover Me, Burger King. Está Adjo!
Napalawan